Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Gains and Gains. We appreciate everyone that's been watching. The views are stacking up over there at YouTube. We're getting some great reviews on Spotify. We're truly grateful and appreciative. Like we stated in episode 1, three guys that just love games, love taking care of our families, and getting that fitness in. As you can see, the boys are here together. We're enjoying some light by the fire, enjoying ourselves, having a few drinks, catching up. We'll kind of touch in while we're all together. It's been a great weekend, a great holiday week. But before then, again, my name is Chris. I'm one of the hosts of Gains and Gains. I am sitting here with the other two hosts. I have Dave here to my right. He is one of the co-hosts of Nick and Dave Save the World, one of our great co-hosts here at Gains and Games. And Dave, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, brother.
On my left here, I got my brother Nick, another of the hosts of Nick and Dave Save the World, and again, a host here at Gains and Games. Nick, welcome, my brother.
Thanks, man.
And I love that we're all here. So, everybody, it's going to be a little bit different of a format. As you can see, we're going to be sitting here. It'll be kind of weird if we're staring directly at you guys. We're going to be talking. We're going to be having a good time. And, yeah, so, boys, let's kind of explain why we're here today, and we're not doing this on our normal Riverside views. We were here this weekend to celebrate my brother here. He turned the big 30. Dave drove up here to hang out with us. I came down from the city. I live about an hour and a half away, and we couldn't, lose this opportunity, right, to all sit down together, kind of finagle our way into this podcast. I'll let the boys touch in on that a bit. But Nick, just turned 30. How you feeling, brother?
Dude, I'm feeling good, man. It was, I'll be honest, this is the first time in my life I've ever had a surprise party. And my wife orchestrated this whole thing. And funnily enough, for the listeners, they'll remember on our first episode, I was talking about this big surprise staged over the weekend and had no idea that
we knew about it.
Yeah, you guys were in on this shit the whole time. And so
we almost let it slip. We were a little scared, to be honest with you. When you brought it up, I was like, me and Dave linked up, and we're like, yeah, man, I hope you hear about that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So hats off to y'all for keeping it getting my boot burned there, for keeping it
You kind of lit that fire up, huh?
I know, sorry. I probably should have just left it where it was. But no, I appreciate you guys for you can see we
still figuring out this.
Yeah, this prop is not helping.
Keeping us warm though. It's nice and crisp here in Virginia right now.
So. Yeah, it'll die down shortly after it singes off the right side of my jeans. No, it was it's been a great weekend, and we thought too, like you said, what better opportunity? We're all together. Let's sit down. We have a little makeshift studio that we kind of threw together last minute, but it's all come together, and I'm excited for today's episode to talk, and it's cool to have everybody together in person.
Absolutely, Dave. How you feeling today? And again, I really appreciate you coming up. It was great for us to celebrate. For y'all don't know, we have a house full right now. We got 4 babies, 4 dogs, and everyone's just it's been awesome. It's like a big happy family, and it was just fun, and we're all supporting each other. But Dave?
Yeah, man, we've been excited about this. Nick's wife texted us, a couple months ago talking about this surprise party. We had to keep it under wraps. So I knew I was going to be coming up here this weekend, and we loaded the family up in the 4Runner. It's a little cramped in there with everybody, but we made it happen in the highway, and here we are, ready to knock out a great podcast together.
Awesome. Well, boys, before we kind of touch on what today's show is, let's do a cheers to the first for not catching on fire, but to my brother's 30th, to a happy new year, and to the episode 2.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Might lose the soul of that boot if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'm the only one wearing sweat. Oh, he's got sweatpants on too. Stands.
I fucked up for those long today.
Yeah,
got out of control.
While we're doing the entry, I'm pretty sure the listeners are watching me. I look like I'm on fire, but hey, we're having fun. Like we said, you got to touch in on making this makeshift thing. These two boys put a lot of the work in. I drove up here while they were doing it, but getting the sound ready. We're out here on my brother's patio. You can see, probably, I don't know if you can see the woods in that video, but you guys can let us know in the comments. But got a fire kicking and rolling, trying to get the perfect spotting, making sure it sounds good for y'all. But again, we're really, truly grateful that you guys have watched and, looking forward to some feedback. We're working on it. We're doing the best we can, but we're really enjoying it. We were so excited to do the second episode, and we're going to make sure we're getting that consistent content out to you guys. So again, thank y'all so much. But without further ado, episode 1 was all about our GOATs. We talked about our favorite games of all times. We did state that we kind of rushed through 2026 this year for the games coming up. So don't worry about that. We kind of got that settled. We'll talk about that at the end of today's show. But today's show will be our 2025 Game of the Year, boys. And we're going to kind of do it just like we did with the GOATs, round robin style. We'll start with 5, work our way to 1. Anyone that listened to episode 1, you guys know that took us a minute. We're passionate. We're going to talk about it. But not only that, we're going to get into the fitness stuff. We're going to get into life. We're going to say why life kind of jumps into us and makes it a little bit harder to game here and there.
I'm going to cry on this episode.
We're going to talk about how this fire is extreme. And I'm really worried about my legs right now.
My leg hairs are crying.
I need a fucking thermal blanket to protect me from this thing. I started this off cold. No longer is the case. I'm worried about third-degree burns.
But before we get into that list, guys, we're gonna
we're gonna get into that.
We're gonna try to survive here. But we're gonna enjoy ourselves some ranch waters. That's gonna only be to cool us down from the eternal inferno that's in front of us. But it's a nice stare into it as we kind of talk about life and kind of rethink things.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, guys, we're gonna hit on some of our honorable mentions. I'm going to go ahead and get us kicked off here.
Perfect.
One of my honorable mentions into this 2025, I had the luxury to be able to play a good amount of games this year from the 2025, little games from last year, the year before. But the first honorable mention I will give a big shout out to, and I got to say, I played Avowed this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun gameplay-wise, guys, but I have to say I was really disappointed. It did not feel like the Obsidian of yesteryear, of what I expect from them. I expect good companions. I expect being really invested in that Fallout New Vegas kind of sound like the first Outer Worlds, and that's where I'm going to get to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Avowed really disappointed me, and I bring that up to say that Obsidian had a return to form with me with Outer Worlds 2. I have not finished it. That's the only reason it's an honorable mention. I don't feel right putting my list without finishing it fully. But what a game.
Yeah.
The companions so far are great. I don't want to get too much spoilers because that game's a little bit active right now. It hasn't been out that long. But just great factions, Auntie's Choice. If you played the first one, there was different factions. Now they're kind of fusing. They're in a war, so it's like serious, but in typical Outer Worlds fashion, goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to tell you guys, so far enjoying it. It's cool. They have like this. Excuse me, we're hearing gunshots in the background right now. Someone's having some fun
here in the country.
They must have heard us talking about Outer Worlds. They agreed with me. But Outer Worlds 2, like when you talk, they have a flaw system. So like it pays attention how you play the game. If you I don't know how you guys play shooters, but I'm always reloaded.
Yeah.
The game will catch up on that and give you a chance to be like, hey, I see that you reload a lot. Do you want this perk at the cost of this? Like it'll make you reload faster, but your aim is a little 25% off or something like that. But the most famous one everyone talks about, if you crouch enough, you get hurt knees. Or if you crouch but you move faster, when you get up, they must have been paying attention closely to real life. But your knees pop when you stand up, so people hear you.
Oh wow!
So it's really cool. It pays attention to what you're saying. It's a great honorable mention. Like I said, Obsidian, Avowed was not it, but I heard they're making Avowed 2. Again, there's some stories behind that. Avowed was originally going to be an MMORPG, an online game, and then they adjusted fire with the single player. But you can feel that, like it was going to be an online game with how the companions are, how the cities are. Just like NPCs not really moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're kind of just like nailed to the ground almost. But again, they redeemed themselves with me with Outer Worlds 2. And so far, again, that'd be one of my first honorable mentions.
Now, did you beat Outer Worlds 2?
No, that's why it's an honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
My biggest question with that is I really enjoyed Outer Worlds 1, but I felt like it was a very fast game. It was over.
So I got the smoke in my eyes, everybody.
You're good. Yeah, I felt like it was,
I got my flaw.
There was your flaw. You can smoke in your eyes enough times you can sacrifice a leg. I felt like it was kind of over when I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Like I was really, really enjoying it, and then it was done. So I hope that I've heard from what I've read about it that they've expanded the length of the story and the length of the game. But I'll be anxious to hear when you finish it if it truly felt like when that finishing point comes, if you were like, I'm ready to put this down, or like, I wish there was a little bit more to, you know what I mean, to keep going.
And again, it's been a minute since I played the first one, but from what I already noticed, Dave and Nick, when it comes to what I've played so far, it seems much better.
Yeah.
It's more invested. It's like everything matters. Everything you're doing matters, and it plays into the like you are. And no spoilers, but in the first world, after kind of the tutorial stuff, you make a decision that is the equivalent of Fallout 3's Nuke World, the Nuke City.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm Tom. Was it
Megaton.
Thank you so much. Sorry, Fallout fans. But yeah,
Got
Megaton.
you.
Yeah, it's the similar Megaton experience where you have to
Wow.
make a choice
That's
that's kind of
exciting.
that big. So I gotta say again, big shout out to them. Another honorable mention of mine. I'll just knock mine out first, and I'll pass it off to you. My second honorable mention, and people are gonna laugh at me, but growing up, I was a huge Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
But the Pokemon games nowadays, they don't do it for me. I've tried.
They've slipped away. I haven't. Oh, I always wondered if it was a nostalgia thing because I was like 6 years old the first time I played Game Boy Color Pokemon. So I'm like, well, is it one of those things where like we were kid, how we don't like all the new music these days because we kind of it's like what we grew up with. We like
becoming our parents.
Yeah, we're becoming our parents, and I wonder about that with some of these new games. But I think it's pretty universal. People are talking about that. The Switch, once all the Pokemon games started coming out for the Switch, it took a dip. It's not what it used to be.
And yeah, I didn't even try the newest one. The last ones I played were Pokemon Legends Arceus and then Pokemon Scarlet. And again, I almost finished Arceus, but Scarlet, I could barely get through the first level, the first badge, excuse me. And I was like, this isn't it. So that's why my last little shout out, my runner up honorable mention here is Digimon Time Stream. I have to say, I watched Digimon here and there growing up, but I was always more of in the Pokemon group. I did like Digimon. I thought they looked cooler, but I always was like, when I was a kid, I was like, why didn't it stay cool? Why does he always go back to the small form?
Right.
But playing this game, guys, I am shocked. It is a fantastic turn-based 3-on-3 monster tamer RPG.
Yeah.
They do their own kind of take on it. Like instead of throwing Pokeballs, your trainer has a gun. And you can do like moves that boost your guys. You can shoot the other Digimon. Also the Digimon, they do level up and they stay in their forms as you get them all the way up to Mega Plus, the fusions.
Yeah.
But yeah, but in order to get Digimon, you have to defeat them. If you defeat them enough, you're downloading their data. And as you get to the max data, then you can download it and get that Digimon.
Oh, okay.
And then it's cool because like you have this one, and you can Digivolve 100 different times to all different kinds of Digimon, and go back, forward, back, and you can kind of fill out and see which one you want.
Right.
So like my last team was like a bunch of Holy Knights. Well, it's so crazy when you play Digimon too, because it's like, yeah, you start out as a little dragon guy, and the next thing you know, my whole team's a bunch of Holy Knights that look like Gundams.
Right.
And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it's just awesome. And like the moves, they have like special scenes that's almost out of Dragon Ball to like fly up in the air and shoot a giant blast. And it was just a ton of fun. I am one trophy away from platinum.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you're
I was
how you know.
Yeah.
I was in love with. The only reason I went platinum is because you had to play the whole game again and then beat the final boss on Mega Plus difficulty. You can only get Mega Plus difficulty by beating the game.
Right.
So that's the only reason.
It's a rerun, yeah.
So part of me is like, maybe I chip away at it this year, but there's so much coming out. We'll get into that later. But again, those are my two honorable mentions. That's Outer Worlds 2 and Digimon Time Stranger. Nick, I'm gonna see what yours are. What's your first honorable mention this year in the great year? Yesteryear, 2025.
Yeah, and the first one was not a game that dropped in 2025. Actually, both of them did not, but one had a DLC that dropped in 2025. But the first one I get into is Kingdoms of Amalur. And I know we had talked a while ago when I first picked it up about this game. And you talked about how you had played it in the Army.
Yeah.
And you really enjoyed it.
I was on my first marriage and my first deployment. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great time to hit a game. But it's so funny, like, to me, it was one of the games that kind of completely...
I need to edit that out.
You're fine.
That's what you're messing with, you guys.
It's like one of those things that completely escaped my radar to where I never even heard about this game when it was in its hype. And of course, you know, I don't know when it dropped, but it's definitely got some dated graphics. But then they had a you know, the Re-Reckoning is what it's called, which I don't know if it was a remaster or what, because I never played the original. But I went ahead and just was browsing the Xbox store about 2 months ago is when I picked it up. I came across it. I looked at the reviews. The ratings were extremely high on it, and it was on sale for like $5. So I was like, I'll pick it up.
That, yeah.
And instantly, it reminded me of one of my goats was Fable. It's not as personalized to Fable to where you have the appearance changes and things like that, but it was a lot of you can go about this. You kind of have no destiny. You pick your own destiny. You can pick your different play styles. It's got the typical warrior, rogue, mage, and you can either lock straight into one of them, or you can pick to use two, or you can pick to use all three and build your character off that. And throughout the story, you're presented with different choices that you could be just, you know, evil basically, or you could be good, and it outcomes as you're going through the game. So
does it change your appearance kind of like Fable?
no, not at all.
Okay.
So no appearance changes. I will say the one thing with it, it's an honorable mention. I have played a good bit of it. I'm probably 25% of the way through, and that's because I'm doing every side quest, which is a good sign.
That is a good
But it's a very saturated map.
Mm.
One thing I like, and I think it's one of the things where, you know, I had talked about this before and laughed about it, but in these big RPGs, I kind of like when I know if an NPC is going to give me a quest and a reward, as opposed to I go into a town and I feel like I have to talk to everybody to get the best rewards, or I might miss a really cool gun or a really cool weapon because I didn't.
So many RPGs.
Yeah.
Even we just talked about Pokemon. There's some things like you go in a random house and that could change your whole playthrough. because
Exactly.
You get something. you
And
know?
then I'm the type of gamer where like I'm like, all right, well then I'm gonna talk to everybody,
Right.
and then I'll get burnt out on the game.
And clear the town, basically.
Yeah,
If you
'cause every
realize
town
that
I'm
you get
going
one
to.
good thing, you're like, well, now I gotta check everything.
Exactly.
Mm.
So I like that about that game where it's very specific. There's a quest icon over top of the NPC. I know I have to talk to this person while I'm in this town, or I can come back here and pick this quest up. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
It
Or
is nice.
I could also just say, you know what? I don't feel like stopping in this town. I want to continue to the main quest, but I know there's two quests
Mhm.
here I can come back to,
Mhm.
and it'll pop up on the screen. So
Mhm.
really like the gameplay, really like the story so far. It's been really fun. It was $5 and I played the hell out of it. So I feel like I've definitely already got my money's worth on it.
Mhm.
And
Of course.
I'm always, and we've talked about this, I love those old school games I can hop back into. And
Well, respects your time, like you're saying. When you don't have a lot of time sometimes the game, it's good to know exactly what I need to do, take
Right.
care of it. And if you're enjoying the gameplay, that just makes it so much
Yeah.
better. Where you can kind of like just kind of cozy in, relax, get a drink, and just be like, all right, I got 2 hours before the wife gets home. I am gonna crush some side quests, get some cool stuff. But
Yep.
yeah, that's awesome.
100%.
Yeah, because nothing's worse than when you have a short window and then something like that. You spend 20 minutes talking to everyone in the town,
And you get nowhere.
and then you're looking at the clock like, oh, family's going to be home soon. Or whatever. You're like, babies are waking up from a nap any minute, and I
Yeah.
just wasted all this time. It's a different perspective we have now with, like, when you're a kid, you'd have all day, all night, whatever. It's summer break. There's no school in the morning. It's like, who cares? You take your time. But now we're a little more deliberate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, as
I
a
wanna-
kid, you would love that too. You would
Yeah.
hope there was more every time you went. You would look
Right.
for more.
Right.
I remember
And
with
depending on the gamer, that what I'm saying might be like, I don't want to play that because of that. I like to get
well nowadays it's hard pressed for me to really invest in that, and it'll be kind of contradictory when we talk about our top five because some of them do get their hooks in me,
right.
but sometimes I'm like 100+ hours. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Right.
but before it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, when you heard
absolutely,
that,
yeah.
when you heard that, you're like, as a kid, you're like, I want that game because I know
It's probably the only game I buy.
it's the only game
Yeah.
I buy, and I get 100 hours of fun out of it.
Absolutely, and I
But,
think a lot of games are starting to realize that, and so you're getting like and we'll talk about our game of the year, and some of them really respect that time of yours and give you your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Kingdoms of Amalur, like I said, it's been so long since I played, but they did have that similar Fable-esque
Yeah.
style to it, and
It's a third person. It's kind of clunky, but it works really well. The combat was fun. The magic was real similar to like Fable, where it's like a button press, you slot the abilities. It's fun. And then my second one, which I almost didn't put it on the list, and I've really gone back and forth with this game a lot, was Tainted Grail Avalon, or Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. I played through Act 1 and half of Act 2 and was enjoying it, but kind of fell off. And of course, this game is the complete opposite. If you miss an NPC, you can miss the best armor in the game,
Or
and you have no clue.
or the best spell,
Or the
something
best
like
spell.
that.
Yeah, it's so tough.
Yeah, if you don't check every area on the map, you could miss a set of armor for your build that is better than anything you'll find all the way through Act 2 until Act 3. So you'll be underpowered. But I will say the story was really cool. The world building was really cool. Like, there's a lot of times in that game where you go into like a dungeon, nothing feels similar, right? You go into one and you have to like go under this lake to even find the dungeon. And it was this whole different kind of layout. It was really coolly done. You go and you find all these cool things depending on where you're at in the game. It's a very dark game, and that's kind of maybe someone's cup of tea, maybe not. I didn't mind it too much, but I did get the DLC that just dropped, Saras, and it was a underwater basically realm where you go to and you are, the whole story kind of goes off of King Arthur. Well, one of these people was one of Merlin's students. She broke off because she thought that it was getting too vulgar. The war was getting too bloody.
Merlin was getting too handsy.
Yeah, getting a little too handsy, so she had to make some distance. And anyways, yeah, the ship gets sunk. Story, I'm not gonna ruin it, but you go through this realm, and the DLC was really, really well handcrafted. It was a smaller map. I kind of felt like I knew exactly, like I played it for a couple hours when the kids were in bed, or if I got home before the kids got home, I'd play it for an hour, and I felt like I really got an experience out of it, and felt like I was chipping away the story. The side quests were really fun, but it was compressed enough that it was like, when it was over, I was like, that was a good story. I got back into Act 2 and I haven't played it since. So I really am solely putting it in that honorable mention because I think it's worth, maybe it's $15, and the game itself is not. It's maybe $15-20 as well. I can't remember what it goes for now. But just to go through Act 1 and do the DLC was worth it off my price, and I played the hell out of it in 2025. Will I finish it at some point? Maybe. But I had a blast with the DLC. And it's a separate story from the main story, so I felt like it almost kind of got into the Oblivion, like Shea Gorath, where you have your own little game on the side. You know what I mean?
Could be its own. Could really standalone almost.
Standalone, $15. I would have played that by itself without having understood the story of the actual game, and had a blast.
Because that is nice if it's a little. Because a lot of times these DLCs they come months later.
Right.
So if it's continuing right after the main story, you might forget. It's like how many times. Think about TV shows. Season 4 drops, and you're like, let's rewatch the last episode of season 3 so we remember what the hell was happening.
Exactly.
Or hopefully they have a robust recap.
Yeah, you're banking on the recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also played. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was closing that. I was just saying, same with games. Yeah. Just like shows. Sometimes you can't remember what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also played Tainted Grail, and it shows you how crazy the year. That did come out this year, May of this year.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was so much coming out and so much going on in life. Sometimes you forget. That's why I picked up my phone real quick just to verify. I also played it, and I will think that it does invoke Elder Scrolls. I mean, that's where they kind of had that term Scrolls-like started making a thing.
Yeah.
So many of these games are kind of taking that format and trying to master themselves. They've been calling it the indie Skyrim. I enjoyed it a lot too. I ended up actually beating it. I got the perfect ending on there. I really got a little deep into the game.
Yeah.
Again, I agree. The dungeons were gorgeous. So, like this massive castle, and you go into this dream realm. Again, I think Act 1 was so fleshed out and so good. And again, I played it when it released. I've heard they fixed it and it's gotten a lot better.
Mhm.
Act 2 and 3 kind of fell off for me. It was kind of put together. I think Act 3 doesn't. It's fully invokes Skyrim. It's in the mountains. It's snowy.
Yeah.
It's Norse. It's Skyrim. It
Yeah.
really is, and it's pretty cool. Again, I really enjoyed it. I didn't spend so much time in it. It sounds like I did for the perfect ending. I'll be real with you guys. I got to the point of Act 3, and I was like, I'm finishing this game. I was going full spellcaster, minion build. So it's cool, Dave. You can have, like typical scrolls, like, you have the spells in your hand. I was using like a lightning whip, but also summoning minions. And the minions actually do damage. They're actually helpful. So many times in games they're useless.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a really fun game, and it invokes a lot of that. It is, it's a Scrolls-like, and I like that term that they're starting to use at the Scrolls-like, because a lot of games aren't. And some of them, and we're gonna get into it. We talk about our games of the year. Some of them are doing it, and they're doing it a lot better.
Yeah.
Than what Bethesda's been up to lately. But yeah, so those are both yours. We kind of touched on mine.
I liked them.
Dave, you have any honorable mentions this year for 2025?
Yeah, so I think I'll be here representing the new tired and broken fathers, where I was fighting like hell, to get some gaming in. And as I mentioned before, my wife plays too. She knows everything about all the Zelda games. Like she'll like to decompress at the end of the night as well. But both of us this year, having 2 new babies at home, and things have gotten easier. So I think 2026, it's such a big year for games. I'm gonna have to squeeze some in. And I was talking to the guys before the show about we made some rearrangements at home where I can hook up the Xbox to the bedroom TV real quick. And, I've been trying to get off my phone as it is. So I think it'd be kind of nice, even just like 30 minutes of gaming before bed, rather than watching the TV show or scrolling on the phone. Like, we look at these games now, it really is art, a lot of them. Like, it's not much different than watching a movie or reading a book, in the sense like you're getting involved in this world. Like, you can open a Harry Potter book, or you can throw on Avowed, and then you're in a part of that world. And so I'm kind of looking at things differently. With having the new babies at home, I always thought, like, all right, I gotta have this time set aside to sit down and play, and I wasn't getting to that many games. So I really am just gonna have to start with when I thought back, looked at my list, there was 5 games that I really put hands on this year. So I'm not going to have any honorable mentions. And I would just, if you want me to start with number 5, I can jump us right in.
Yeah.
But you had touched on it. You don't want to throw any in that you didn't finish. And there's a few games I just didn't finish this year, but I thought they were awesome, and I plan to finish them. And one that we jumped into was Helldivers 2. And I think we may need assistant in the future to fact check these dates, but I think what it was Helldivers came out previously on the PC.
It did.
But then it hit Xbox this year, or 2025, right?
Well, Helldivers 2 did. I don't think they dropped the original Helldivers.
No, not the
console.
original.
Yeah.
But Helldivers 2 was last year PS5, then it was PS5, PC. I just looked it up right now, and then this year the Xbox release with the Halo kind of DLC stuff where you can get the armor.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I spent the $10 or whatever it was, so you could have the
100%. Yeah.
You have the ODST helmet, you have the assault rifle, and I just thought that game was awesome. And even if we find the time one of these nights for all of us to jump back in, maybe
I have it, so I'm down.
Yeah,
if there's any lulls, when we're like, nothing new's coming out, jump back into Helldivers, because I know there was so much more for us to do. And I just thought it was such a cool game with all the airstrike abilities and stuff. Like, you feel really powerful. And then, of course, I'm such a third-person shooter fan. Like, you guys heard me talk about Gears of War. It was just so much fun, and it didn't feel super repetitive. Like, kind of the way it's set up is the map, you go clear objectives. It could easily get repetitive, but they did a good job with the enemies to where it's such a mix. Like, sometimes we jump in and there's just like a horde but they're like what I would call like pretty soft enemies. You're just spraying them down with the machine gun. But then there's other times when it was like you need a 2-person rocket launcher because it's a giant boss rolling in. And that really reminded me of Horde mode, where you get that variety, some easy prey, but then big boss shows up and you got to strategize. Like, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
It's one of those games where it's hard, really hard to just play with randoms. Like, you had to strategize.
And if they didn't want to talk, it was difficult. And then, like, especially when you the satellite mission, we had to set the satellite up to go to or sort of super Earth, and someone doesn't know what they're doing. You're just sitting up there while you're getting smacked up.
Right. There's specific objectives.
Especially if you're fighting the automatons.
Yeah, and the one with that you had to get the cannon aimed at the fucking the tower, dude. That one was so.
Like, you got some guy with no mic.
So complicated.
You keep yelling at him and he's not listening. So
you're just shooting it into the city, and you're just getting assaulted. Like, please end it.
That's an interesting side note I've noticed over the years. We had talked on our other show about like the online safety for kids and how it's gotten crazy. But I think back to those 360 days, Halo 3, everybody had a mic in game chat, talking shit, making strategy, whatever. You always like you would make friends online. Like, hey, I'll add you and we'll play together next time. And I feel like that's really started to die out a little bit. I mean, I don't know what you see more so on the PlayStation side, but Xbox, it's like everyone's in a party or a Discord. You don't get as much of that game chat.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think what's making a resurgence in it are games like Arc Raiders and these games that are forcing these proximity chats, that are forcing these things. Because again, like I told you guys, in Nick and Dave Save the World and on our episode 1, is I've never been the extraction shooter guy. I've never been the talk on the mic guy, but playing Battlefield with y'all, then playing Arc Raiders kind of changed that. And at first, I'll be real, I was like awkward and like, especially in Arc Raiders, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what to really say, but then you just start playing and realizing that we're all just, and if I can do it, then I think it's starting to become a thing. But it's, again, I'm a small study of it. And from what I'm seeing, but again, like people that were like me, it's probably why it's like I'm gonna keep my mic off and I don't really want to talk to you. I just want to play. But it makes, once you open yourself up, it's just like going to a bar and hanging out and talking with people. Once you open yourself up and talk and be social, it's it makes it a lot more fun even when you're gaming.
Yeah.
Before you touch into something, one thing that you said, you got to play Space Marine too. When them talking about the horde mode and the soft enemies and the big enemies, Warhammer 40K.
I got it on my notebook. We're planning to come up here for this trip and everything, and but I know when I get back, you guys told me that would be the one to hit first.
You're gonna call us and just be like, "Thank you." I'm telling you right now, it'll invoke everything you want.
We were running the multiplayer. We were owning every freaking match when we played it.
I've heard so many good things.
It's gonna invoke everything you like. You were gonna touch on something now about Helldivers, Nick?
Well, it was more on the
Helldivers, excuse me.
Yeah, it was more on like the open mic thing. I think a part of that too probably comes from when like the Halo 3 times was like, I think everybody was so excited to like it. Not that it was new, but it was like
we're getting a little chilly out here, guys.
Yeah, I remember like when I could get into a lobby with random people and be online and talk, I couldn't wait for it.
Because it's so new.
Yeah, and then when a party happens, of course you're gonna play with your buddies.
Yeah.
But you're right, these games like Arc Raiders are kind of adding this level of you have to get in proximity chat. And it's a cool concept where you kind of pop in and out of it. And I think that does something to kind of reignite social interaction in games to where it's kind of, and let's get into more of our other games and we'll touch back on this topic because I think a lot of them are going to come through.
I started some tangents.
Yeah, but I think that tangent goes into a lot of
one of our games.
Yeah.
So going into my number 5, my number 5 is Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is a fantastic extraction shooter. Anyone that has followed us from Nick and Dave Save the World, I was on that episode. We talked about Arc Raiders for about 35 minutes, I think so. That's when it was kind of just out. I was all in it. I got these 2 boys in it. We were running some trios and duos, realizing that people are evil and dark in the trios and duos world.
Yes.
They don't care about anything other than blood.
Blood and loot, bastards.
But yeah, Arc Raiders, again, I won't beat a dead horse. I've never been that guy, but it really got its hooks in me. I love the PvE element, fighting the Ark. For those that haven't played, it's an extraction shooter with both a PvP and PvE element. The PvP is self-explanatory, but with that proximity chat is like, as you guys did, you can toggle it on, toggle it off. You can do voice changers and kind of hide who you
Lots of
are.
that.
But like it's sweet. Like if the three of us are running trios, we can toggle it off. Like, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna get these guys right here, toggle it on, and be like friendly, and be bad rats and
Yep.
trick them, and then we get owned, which usually happened because they were way better than us. But again, it was just so much fun just going through lockers, getting that sound effect when you found something epic.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get out. Nick and I were playing, and we probably been in the back for 5 minutes. I was like, hey man, we gotta go. And he's like, what's wrong? I said, we gotta go. Someone's after us. And then he's going down, and then we're about to get on the zip line. He's like, "Did you open this gun case?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I found an epic shotgun. I was like,
He's such a rat, dude. He made it seem, that was fresh from the game. He made it seem like we were gonna die if we stayed.
He just wanted to get that shotgun out.
He wanted to get that shotgun out to the safe house.
But also, like, I've never been like watching bloggers or YouTubers or anything, but I ended up watching that Burnt Peanut guy because he was doing a lot of Ark Raiders content. He was really funny. And
yeah.
He exploded. I've seen some videos about that guy.
And it's just
funny stuff.
Well, then, like, you see, like, people obviously not as funny as that. They put it on and, all that kind of stuff. But you get those kind of interactions in the game. Like, Nick and I were fighting the guy, Uncle Mike.
Yeah,
and,
on the tower.
we lost the fight, and he let us leave because we just said, hey, we're sorry. We didn't think it was going to go down like this. And then we all got attacked by hornets, and all of us died.
We came up to that tower, and we got to elaborate a little bit on that story. We came up to that tower, and we were turds. We were the rats. We were like, we're friendly. We want to come up. And I was like, is there a mine up there? He's like, no mine. I'm disabling. Well, I start hucking grenades up. In the meantime, I went off of Prox chat, and I was like, Stan, see if you can wrap around and go and get him from the top.
Mm-hmm.
So he's wrapping around. I'm delaying him with the grenades and just being like, I thought you said there was no mines. You're setting off mines up there. Just like playing into I'm not throwing grenades. We start getting attacked. I run away. He downs me, this guy from the tower. We're like, well,
you didn't get down by him. You got down by the
Hornet. I
remember we got attacked by the Ark.
Yeah, I got down by the Hornet, and he had eyes on us, and he started shooting me. I was like, no, please. And he was like, all right, I'll let you live this time. And he did. He let us live, and we never saw that man again. But
we actually, he didn't die. We extracted. After all the craziness, we got out. And Uncle Mike, shout out to you. We appreciate you. It was a great match. But again, and that's what I love about Ark Raiders. There's such high highs and such low lows.
Yeah.
You can leave a match, you've got some kills, you've killed some Ark, you got some really good loot, and you get out of there scot-free. Other times, you get some good loot, and you get smacked and shot in the back.
Yep.
And they just call you all the names under the sun.
Yep.
But again, it invokes that, like you were stating, Dave, that Xbox 360 chat where they're just lighting you up and you're lighting them back up, saying everything, so it's bringing out a toxic part of you, and you're like, I thought this guy was long gone, but you brought him back. You brought him back the moment that shotgun shells hit my back. And it's just like there's so many different actions, the stories you make. I haven't played it in a little while. Again, it's one of those games where you can put so much time into, and then you put it down and don't go back to it for weeks.
Yeah.
I did everything up to I did the expedition for the first one, kind of did the reset. Like a little bit of the winter maps, which are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ark Raiders, a solid number 5. I really enjoyed it. And before we jump it over to Nick, Dave, anything on Ark Raiders that I know you kind of hopped in with us, played a little bit. It was funny one time. Dave's kids started. They had to go handle them with the wife, and we had just gotten in there, and me and Nick didn't realize it. We're like halfway through the map, we get killed, and we're like, "Hey, wait, Dave!" And then Dave comes back, he's like, "Hey guys," and then he's like, "Oh, you guys are gone." And then you ended up extracting, right?
Extracting that map.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game it is.
Someone called in the elevator. You snuck in.
The crazy thing, he's standing in an open field and doesn't die. But I mean, you were hidden in a building and somehow they got us. That is crazy. But
yeah, it happens. So it was actually on my list as well, but I don't want to jump ahead too far. You
can jump on when you get there, and we'll kind of revisit a little bit.
We'll jump back to Ark Raiders because I have some thoughts. But I want you to be able to go to your number 5.
Yeah, let me go to my number 5 and give my thoughts because it's not on my list. It was so much fun. But here's the thing. There's never been a game that I've had so much fun but also gotten so fucking mad at. It is 100% the case, dude, because I really, really enjoyed it. And I didn't play it that much. I mean, I really only play it with people. And there would be a couple times I went solo, and I would really, really work on getting a solid loadout. And you just can't trust a soul in that game, dude. I would do free loadouts until I got like a nice kit to go fight some Ark. I'd go into a high loot area just trying to see what they had, and I'd get my custom loadout. I had a bunch of good shit, and I'd be the nicest guy ever because all these, like 4 runs of a free loadout, I haven't got shot once, and everybody's the nicest guy there is. And then the one time I go on my custom loadout that I bought my shit for, I got everything, I got attachments on everything. I'm looting a building, and the second I open up a desk drawer, I get a full magazine to the back, and some guy calls me an idiot and then fucking punches me in the head. And I have never been so close to flinging a controller out my window as a, now a 30-year-old man.
It brings out that old version.
It does. And it's so, to me, like, will I play it again? 100%. But I know when I pick up that controller, there is going to be a night where I just get infernally pissed off again with it. So that's why it's not on my list. I love it, but I also hate it. It's one of those games.
I have uninstalled it twice and reinstalled it for sure. So I know that feeling where you're like, I'm done. I don't want to play this stupid game anymore. And then next thing you know, I'm re-downloading it, but just check it out. It gets you. It gets you pretty worked up. Before we jump into number 4, guys, should we re-up on drinks real quick?
Yeah, let's re-up on drinks, and I got to hit my number 5.
Yeah.
I thought you just did number 5 for Ark Raiders.
No, it wasn't on my list. That was my fault.
Oh, my bad.
Let's re-up on drinks, and I'll get into number 5.
Well, I think we can keep it recording. I think the audience is watching us right now. All right,
you both need one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Any flavor preference?
No. The spicy was pretty good, though.
Prickly pear.
Oh, I'll take that one.
Blackberry. So, all right. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
Wait, real quick, before you jump, I just had a quick change in my mind of my 5 because there's one game I kind of forgot about.
The honorable mention.
Well, no, I'm gonna take Ark Raiders. I was thinking was in my 5, but I didn't really get to play it that much yet because I started jumping in with you guys a few nights, and then the holidays popped up, and things got so crazy. We had family in town, visiting family. I want to revisit more of Ark Raiders, but it can't really be in my top 5 because I didn't get to play it that much. But initially, I thought it might be because it was so fun a little bit that I did play.
Yeah.
Like those moments that one night we were playing and we went up on top of that tall elevator. Remember that? And these guys are down at the bottom of the elevator fighting to the death. And we're just hiding for like 10 minutes, crouched. And finally they come up the zip line and we just unload on them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I had set up the mines and I was standing there as like the bait and these two were on the edges.
We got their ass.
Those moments are so funny. Like, we're a bunch of grown-ass men and we're up at the top of an elevator just giggling and waiting. And like,
well, Dave killed us too because remember he was like, we were all nice and quiet and he clicks, "Hey, Raider." And I was like, and they go,
he was like, "Don't shoot."
Yeah, they hear a little voice down the hall.
But it worked because it was the bait and they tried to come up there.
That's right. It is such a cool game. I want to play more of it because some of those hallways are so dark. You just hear a voice. Like, it's so funny. And, but like you said, it could be so frustrating. Like, imagine, you're playing for like 4 hours, you accumulate all this stuff, and then it's gone just like that.
I don't need to imagine it. I had it happen several times.
But that feeling, like, it's almost, you like sit there and you look at the screen and you're just like, did I just waste? I mean, I had fun, but there's nothing to show for it. Like with other games, every time, like Battlefield, every time you play, you're leveling up your gun, and it's not going anywhere.
Kind of gaining something.
Yeah,
you're not going to lose that scope you unlock.
Yeah.
But in that game, it's like so unforgiving. We'll have to play some more this year.
I heard Ark Raiders. I heard this thing about it is that, and it helped me really, really start enjoying it more. That not anything you get does not belong to you. You were just borrowing it from the next person.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
And it's like your gun.
So true.
And like I think a cool thing would be like, let's say if I was using one of the anvils for so long and I got a bunch of kills with it, that it remembered me. So if you got my gun, you were like, this is Chris's anvil.
Yeah, I
You
like
know what I mean?
that.
Until you exceed the kills on it and become Knicks fan.
Yeah.
And
that'd be
then,
kind of
you know
cool.
what I mean? It kind of
Show the
like
history of it.
you have the
Yeah.
memory of it. I would think that'd be like a cool addition to the game.
That
But
would
when I
be.
heard that,
They
that's not.
renamed it or
It
something.
shows like the last guy got whatever 7 kills with this gun.
Mhm.
For it to really belong to you, you need to get 8 kills.
Yeah.
You
That
need to
would be a
pass it.
cool addition.
And it'd be like it's something to work towards, something
Yeah.
separate to like you know, to your point, like excuse me, not Call of Duty. We're not talking about Call of Duty. They definitely didn't make any of our list.
No.
A Battlefield with the unlocking the scopes, so that's kind of like a similar vibe to it. You
Yeah.
still lose it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like that was my gun when they got it.
Yep.
Enjoy it,
It's true.
monsters.
You monsters. So if that's
What's
not your 5, what's your 5?
Well, no, I already hit my 5. Remember Helldivers too.
Oh.
I was gonna
Dude.
talk Arc Raiders later, but you'll see.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I got another idea.
I got
So-
you.
So
So
you
my
hit
5 was and is Path of Exile 2.
Mm.
And I'll tell you, you kind of got me into that whole genre of those games. I mean, growing up, yeah, I dabbled in Diablos, and on the Switch, I played the hell out of Diablo 3, and I really enjoyed it. But in terms of like,
Yeah, you discovered Diablo 3 a little bit later, right? You played it with Reaper of Souls.
yeah, the DLCs were out. I mean, it was fully fleshed out, and I think it actually has more now, but it was, damn near fleshed out when I played it. And I had a blast, but I played it like a complete solo game on the Switch. I wasn't really interacting with the community, anything like that, doing the
You put his
store.
entire hand in the fire. You saw that, right?
That's right. This is just a
That's
ballsy move.
impressive.
My soul, the bottom of my foot is on fire. I was worried that it had caught on fire and was melting.
I can't feel my legs anymore. It's both the cold and the heat.
Yeah.
Perfect unison of hell.
But Path of Exile 2, I'd heard a lot of talk online about the first Path of Exile, and I was really, really excited, and we were talking about it a lot before it dropped. I played and I was hooked. Like the characters, the builds you could do, the acts were great. I couldn't wait. I kind of got burnt out, I will say, once I got to the
Maps.
maps,
Mhm.
and looking for the different areas and trying to get to, I forgot what it is, but you're like trying to get to the towers, and at the towers you get the keys to fight, the end boss of the maps. I got a little burnt out with that, and I got a little burnt out with the economy of it. How everything started getting really priced up off of the orbs. You'd get these like loot orbs, and you could trade them on the store to reroll attributes, and it just
Then
got
scales.
yeah, and it got so hyped up.
Mm.
But all that aside, I mean, I fucking maxed the character on it damn near.
Mhm.
I played it. I couldn't wait to get back into it.
What class did you run again?
The Ranger.
Mhm.
I did the Ranger, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really liked too. There was different parts like the trials you would do that would unlock more
The Ascendancy.
your ascendancies. Yeah, like you could go and you had to do this really tough. Like it reminded me. It's been very long since some of my favorite games are ones that really truly test my skill as a gamer.
Mhm.
And I felt like that game did that. Like I earned that fucking ascendancy when I got it. And it gave you so much power after that. It added this whole new skill to you that I just had a blast with it. It was so much fun. I will probably hop back into it at some point. But the gameplay loop was really fun. The different areas of the maps were really fun. The ability to play multiplayer, like we could hop in together, was really fun. I really liked that.
Seamless too, which was nice.
Yeah, seamless. I like the kind of the base ideas. I like games where you kind of, especially more RPG games where you can have a home base, where you
Mhm.
can get away from, especially an online game, where you can kind of get away from all the other traffic, all
Mhm.
the other players, and kind of like really, if you want to just like look at your gear,
Yeah,
not have
customize and
outside
upgrade.
So Dave, in that
distractions.
game, you can get a hideout.
Yeah.
We got bought like the $100 one, so you get like a moving caravan as
Yeah,
a
it was
hideout.
sick.
It was pretty cool.
It
But
was nice.
I have to look real quick to see if another game dropped in 2025 because it will definitely take one on my list. But before I do that, PoE 2 was extremely fun. They just dropped some DLCs. I want to get back into it. I hope they change the economy because that really, really pushed me away from it.
I'm going to jump in and kind of talk about that for you.
Yeah.
Because I did play.
Yeah, so you go ahead and take it on, and I'm gonna look up this game real quick, but I'm listening.
So I played the newest update too, Dave. So with the newest update, it was Path of the Druids. It might be Path of the Vow, the last of the Druids, because basically it was the new. What they do is new leagues, and that's kind of what their season is. And this one was. It's kind of cool. You build your own dungeon after completing certain things, so you get more parts, and you put the dungeon together, and you run it to the eventual goal to fight the queen at the end, and kind of get more story with that. And with it, it released the druid class. And usually with a druid, as Nick stated, I got him into it. I'm a huge ARPG fan. Sorry, I got caught up in my word, but Isometric, the Diablos of the world, and Path of Exile. I love Diablo 4. I know they say it's the dad version. It's because it respects your time. It's easier. It's you get the crazy builds faster. Your power creep is quicker. Like you can basically finish a season of Diablo in a week. For a casual player, for a blaster, they'll probably finish it in 72 hours. Realistically, no, probably shorter, honestly. But it was kind of cool. Around the same time, I think within 48 hours of each other, maybe even less. Diablo 4 released the Paladin class in their new season, and Path of Exile released its new class and its new league. So I did Diablo 4 first, did the Paladin. Like I said, maybe 4 days. I was maxed out, beasting, got mythic uniques. I was done. Played the Hammerden, where you basically the whole build is throwing holy hammers around yourself. It spins around you, just destroy everything. Again, it goes back to one of those games where I just put on a podcast, muted it, and just grinding and just enjoying. You know what I mean? Just relaxing, decompressing.
Yeah, when you don't need the audio cues, like footsteps in a shooter. Some of those games you talked about that last episode, I think. There's some just nice to.
That's to turn your brain off once you get your build rocking.
Right.
But to your point, PoE2 is not that game. No. That is you basically have your Diablo-like, and I'm sure the Path of Exile grinding gear games are going to hate me for calling it that, but you got your Diablo-like style, but go ahead and let's throw souls into it. The souls, like basically Dark Souls into it, because like you're dodge rolling. You can have like a white what do you call it? Trash mob will kill you if you're not paying attention. And the cool thing about the druid I really like is most druids, it's usually the bear and the wolf. Well, grinding your games, they did a wyvern as the third one, so you get to be a dragon, and that's the build I ran with. And I played it all the way up to I finished Act 4, and I was doing the prelude acts. And then I try to do the third Ascendancy Siren, maybe mad, so I stopped playing it. Again, because of your point, you have to earn it. And I got all the way to the end and got died, and I was so upset. But again, it was a great build. It's a great game. Again, it's really unforgiving, but if you put the time and the effort into it, it's a lot of fun.
Satisfying.
And the story's great. To your point, Act 1 is brilliant. Act 2 and 3 can kind of get a little drawn out, but there are a lot of, especially Act 3.
Yeah.
But again, it's really cool, and it really, I would not say it respects your time by any means. But they fixed a trade too, so the trade's pretty sick, Dave. Like if you want an item, you just put it in the trade slot, and I can teleport to you immediately. You don't have to be online, and whatever you say you want it for 2 exalted orbs. Going back to this point, I just go in there, pay a fee, 2 exalted orbs, boom. Yeah, no one has to be online anymore, because before
they had to be online
exchange
in a sense, but prior to, you would have to be online, and people were scamming people or just messing with them, and they would show up and no one's there.
Yeah,
and they would up the pricing, messing up the market. So the economy, like for any league, resets. It's getting better. I like it a lot. People were saying they weren't getting a lot of stuff. Me, I was getting all the skill gems and all the things I could use, and had a great time with it. But again, it ran its course like anything. And again, a lot of my time this year were dedicated to Diablo and PoE too. I played a lot of them throughout the year, but I think it's a fantastic pick.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Again, we kind of count it for 2025 because that's when me and you jumped into it. We kind of jumped to it January of this year. And yeah, I mean, realistically, it's in early access. It won't, who knows when it'll go. I thought it was supposed to come out fully this year, but I think they're probably going to probably push it to 2026, worst case scenario 27, because they're really taking their time and they're fine tuning it. And again, if the druid is anything to play off of, they got some magic. That's when it fully releases, I will dedicate full time to finishing that entire campaign.
I will too. But to the amount of content, to your point, is it truly a 2025 release? No, but the playability in 2025 was to me a full game.
Well, now they have a new act. They have the prelude acts to get you to the end game,
And it's
which
not
is
even
maps.
dropped.
And it's cool too, because like maps is like you get a map and you run it through and you kind of create your maps and fill it with monsters, get loot, find a tower, fight a boss. It's a lot of fun. It's again, they have a huge patch that's apparently coming called the end game patch that's gonna add a bunch of new stuff to it. So we'll see what they have in store for us. And again, they have a ton more classes that still need to come out. They have like a Templar class. So you know me, I'm all about the Holy Warrior. Get that going. I'm rocking it. But yeah, man, great choice for number 5. So we can keep this thing rocking and rolling.
All right, boys. Corey just took a little snack break, took a little bathroom break, and
we're back.
Some chips and friends.
We've been sucking down ranch waters, getting scorched by the flames. Dave check on the babies, had to check some dogs.
Yeah.
So everything's alive and kicking. We're doing good. So yeah, we left off on our number 4 about the start. And Dave, you're gonna kick us off here on number 4.
Yeah. I think this might be a quick one because I have a feeling this is on your guys' list, but much higher than I'm placing it. I'm putting number 4, and only because I only played about half of it. I only played through about 50% of the main story, just because of time and things I talked about before, having 2 babies in the house. But something, before I reveal what the 4 is, something I was going to talk to you guys about, where it's going to allow me to speed up my playthroughs of some of these games. Like we talked about, trying to be more precise, I guess, with what we spend our time with. And I used to always be somebody, I talked about it on the first episode, that wanted to get all the achievements. I like that 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score. And then, of course, if there's DLCs, there's a lot more. Like Master Chief Collection goes to like 7,000 of all the achievements you can unlock. And but now in this season of life, I'm not being able to play that much. I'm lowering my standard. I'm gonna say a lot of these games I'm gonna shoot for 80% and then move on. So really, by playing just the main story of a lot of this stuff, you'll hit that 80% mark. And then it's like the last few achievements, like Battlefield 6 this year. There's an achievement on there to get 316 like concussion blasts on enemies in Battle Royale. And I'm like, oh,
how long that was taking.
Yeah, right. It's just some of these become such a grind. I think some of the older days, I talked about it last week, those Halo 3 Vidmaster achievements and stuff. Achievements used to be better. I feel like now they're getting a little bit lazier, and it's just like a grind for something like that. Like 316 enemies affected by your concussion grenade. Like, it's not even fun to do. So I'll get that 80% on Battlefield, and I'm going to move on. You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to allow me to play more games in this season with having the kids. But with all that being said, going to number 4, for me, it was Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I think it could be much higher on my list. I just haven't beat it. But what I liked from playing the first half was it reminded me a little bit of some of the Kingdom Hearts vibes. I don't know if you guys will maybe talk about it later. I don't know how it compares to like Final Fantasy, you have a team turn-based game going on, but I thought it was so fun, and you know, there were certain things I had to Google. We talked about last episode trying to get away from that, but I showed up on one of those mimes, and it was just my team, and I would do no damage. And I was like, I just started playing the game 10 minutes ago. You know, they put those hard challenges early on, and I'd have to Google, like, what do you do with this thing? Because I just didn't understand it. But then there was like one of the first mimes you could fight. You play your cards right, and like you get 3 achievements pop. So of course, for me, I was like, hell yeah! Like I've always been an achievement hunter. I don't know why. I think what it is like the developers put some of those in there for a reason. There'll be some unique challenge, and that allows you to really say like, all right, I really hit the full depth of this game.
Yeah.
I've seen him like on Oblivion. You have to go through every
faction.
Yeah. and really play the whole game. So I don't know. That's my little spiel on achievements, and that game, made my top 5, even though I didn't beat it yet. I just thought it was that good. So if you guys want to save if it's on your list, you want to save it for later.
Yeah, I think we'll save commentary because I think it's on both of our lists.
I'm pretty sure it's on both of our lists. But playing off, it's one game of the year this year in the Game Awards. It's a fantastic game, and we will have a lot to say later on in the show. But just to play off what you said, I'd love to hear that even though you didn't finish it, it resonated enough with you to put on your top 5 with the limited amount of time you have to game.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will comment on is I became when I switched over to the PlayStation, I was an Xbox guy for a long time, but becoming a trophy hunter. I kind of enjoy getting the trophies, but also...
And they match up the same, right?
Yeah, if I...
if there's 50 or whatever, normally, let's say there's 20 achievements on Xbox, there's going to be 20 trophies, and then the same thing,
they're tiered differently. So it's a point system with Xbox there. It's bronze, silver, gold, and then the platinums if you get... Usually when you get all the trophies,
right,
you pop a platinum.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You like platinum.
And then Xbox doesn't have that.
No.
Yours is basically just the...
That's the final trophy, right? You get the platinum. Yeah, Xbox, you could...
And that's why I like it.
You get last.
Yeah.
1,000.
And I love that platinum. When I hit the platinum on Diablo 4, which is my first platinum on my PlayStation, it was just sick. It was when I beat Lilith on that person. It was fun.
God of War was my first platinum.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's cool. And like you said, the platinum is sick. It just has that cool feeling, has a nice little tone to it.
Yeah.
It hits that
and it shows that little trophy on your achievements games. Like it'll have that big ass platinum trophy. Like it shows everybody right off the rip that you 100% of that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And it's something I hope the show can evolve, as if maybe we get more time recording and things like that. And people can even, hopefully people start letting us know in the comments, like what games they want us to talk about or what videos they would want us to put, because I think it'd be fun to do like trophy hunting / achievement hunting. Like imagine we're all playing Park Raiders and we're trying to 100% it. Some of those you have to be in a co-op game with everyone working together.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be something people are interested in.
And they still cheat you. If you're paying attention, Arc Raiders, I defeated the matriarch and then I get my trophy. So thank you.
Yeah, I hit it with that last round.
They need to know. I did. I was the only one left on the map. It was a minute and 15 seconds left on the map. I killed it. I ran up there, barely got any loot, and got out of there.
Going back to what we said, achievements aren't the same anymore. Like Halo 3, you pick up that skull, the achievement pops. Nowadays, with some of these online or co-op achievements, you'll get it, and then it's like, then you read something on Reddit where it's like, oh, I had to replay the mission, and then it popped.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, why do I have to do that? It's weird that like some things start working worse than they did 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
it's odd. So continuing on, we'll hold the Expedition 33 discussion for a little bit later for us, and then we can all kind of round out on that. But for me, number 4, it's kind of jumping between these two. They could be 3 and 4 on any given day, but number 4 for me, and it was my first ever time playing one of these games, was Monster Hunter Wilds. And how I played it, Dave, and I think you'll appreciate this, was as a third-person shooter. Because one of the builds you could do was called the heavy bow gun, and it was basically Gears of War. You had the different ammos,
2-handed.
Yeah, and then you're like dodge rolling, you could catch blocks, and I just fell in love with the game. I played the hell out of it, beat it, played some of the end game of it, and really got into it, and then eventually, after a while, it kind of dropped. I think I was 75, but. God, what a game. It was a lot of fun. Again, I could tell you how to play with the sword or axe. I've got the heavy bow gun. I was like, this is it. I wanted to play like a...
Oh, so there's a lot of melee apps?
You can choose a sword, great sword, sword and shield. You can get a gun lance. It's cool. Like, you can do all different kinds of plays. But for me, it was like, I was craving a Gears-like third-person shooter and surprisingly found it in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And played the hell out of it.
I never played that series. But now hearing you talk about it,
I would recommend Wilds and getting and it takes some time getting used to.
Can we play together? Is it co-op?
Yeah, we were playing a little bit together when I picked up for a little bit on it. It's a lot of fun. It's cool too. Like I said, like we can get on a map.
Schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you get on a map and you choose a hunt and like, hey, we're gonna hunt all the different monsters.
Yeah.
Dragon, for
Yeah.
the sake of argument, we're gonna hunt dragons today because we need to get this to build the dragon armor. Because then you can just dress your guy in different armors. And mine, I had was role playing as a space marine in this world because I found this futuristic armor,
Yeah.
and you could choose the colors. I had a blue and gold, and had it, and it's tearing people up. It was so much fun, and I actually got really, really good with the heavy bow gun.
Yeah.
And had a nice build rolling with it. And that's you'll see a consistent theme with me throughout these. As we continue this show and play games, I love build crafting from Destiny 2 to Diablo 4. Putting a build together, get perks together, and then when it all synergizes into a just an excellent killing machine, and you're just taking things apart. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about this next episode, talking about 2026 going forward. But that's the cool thing about playing games now that you're not been playing before, going back to Art Raiders. Because now, and we'll talk about this next week, but I'm actually excited about Marathon. And I could have cared less when they announced it because of how much fun I had with Art Raiders. But again, we're jumping back. But yeah, my number 4, Monster Hunter Wilds. Again, if you haven't played it, again, it's if you haven't been in that world before, it's a totally different animal. But it is basically at the end of the day, it's your typical RPG. You make new weapons. That's the cool thing. As you kill monsters, you can make a weapon out of that monster. And
that's cool.
It's pretty sick.
Crafting a little bit.
Yeah, and you look so cool. Different. You look at a cool monster, 9 out of 10 they're gonna have a cool armor and a cool weapon to go along with it. Basically, like a mini version of the monster, killing them. So it's pretty sick. Did you? I know you played a little bit of it, but it was kind of at a weird time when a bunch of games were kind of dropping.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, it was those games have never been truly my cup of tea, and I don't know why. Because I will say, one, all the different enemies really cool. The different builds you can go about are ultimate in that game. I mean, you get 2 weapons, right? So you get to
that's right. Yeah, you get the first, primary, secondary.
Your primary and secondary. So that kind of opens it up a lot to where how you want to play.
And you have, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. You also get a mount. That can save you all the time. You can call it, it'll pick you up, kind of let you reset yourself, heal yourself up. No, all just running. If it was flying mount, it could work, but I feel like it would make maps too small.
And they did a really good job.
I always enjoy good mountain games.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a horse, some of those Assassin's Creed, you call your horse in, or you get the. Dude, there was one Assassin's Creed that you could tame a lion or something, or just follow you around. I like stuff like that when you have a companion, or if you earlier you talked about calling in minions. I always enjoy that kind of stuff in games.
Makes you feel less lonely, a crazy world,
Exactly.
And on a side note, I wish Fallout would have mounts or something.
It always would have been a little bit better with that. But I'll say the first one was really tough for me to get into. The second one I played a lot more of, and I think the mount too was a part of it. The mount also integrated really well into all the maps with the travel. You would run over tops of obstacles, and you can get to your hunts a lot easier.
Very vertical maps too. They were pretty crazy.
But one thing that the only game that has been fun for me with it, but I've never liked, and that Monster Hunter does, is timed objectives. For me, I kind of if I get into a part of a world or something and I really enjoy it, I kind of want to be able to pick it apart. And that game really, you don't need to do that. But it's something about a time restriction of, it almost there's times I definitely want to do that. But I think when I was playing it, I was looking for a little bit more of being able to get into a world and take my time with it. It was a set. You have this amount of time with this person to do this thing, and it felt a little restrictive for me. But I did enjoy it.
Now I will say, you can explore those maps freely, but when you accept the hunts are timed.
Okay.
Time. Yeah, and you have to knock it out.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. I didn't fully understand.
So
but in the first one, it would make you leave.
Which first? Oh, you played other Monster Hunter?
This the very first Monster Hunter, and this is why I was really hesitant to get into it. But the very first one, you would accept the hunt at your main base. It would send you into this map and you had this time limit. And once the time limit ended, even if you didn't like loot the monster in time, it would shoot you out of the world.
Oh,
And I didn't like because I just felt like it was
you had
like
to kill it in the time limit, and then,
yeah, and then it would shoot you out, and it was like kind of immersion breaking for me because it was like, well, what if I wanted to kill a couple other monsters while I was here, which 2 did really well, but I never, I think, fully gave it the time of day, but I did really enjoy the combat, the mounts, the
Yeah, it was
story was
interesting.
cool, but
Nice. Well, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds was a lot of fun. It kind of was the first game, really the first new game I played this year, so it was a lot of fun.
yeah.
All right, Stan, you're number 4.
4 for me is gonna be a little bit of a repetitive one because I've talked about it before, but it will be Oblivion Remastered. It is. I mean,
you had to, the amount of time you probably put in.
yeah.
You know.
Talking about achievements, I'm close to maxing out the achievements on that game.
Nice.
And I will say
The remaster, you're close to you're maxing it up?
Yeah.
Nice. Send you.
The only things I have left to do in the remastered to completely finish it is the main story and complete the Fighters Guild fully.
Nice. Huh?
So
It's easy
nothing.
work. Yeah, you
It's
can
easy.
Yeah, it'll be at 1,000.
Yeah, and I'll be at 1,000. But I got to put it in there because simply, there was the childlike excitement that got reignited in me that when that announcement came out, and you watch the trailers and you see it all in HD. This game that looked HD to you when you were a kid, and I mean, shit. The day it dropped, I played through the arena again. I did all that. Like, I was doing missions that I remembered from as a kid, but it felt fresh. It felt new. It was on my new console. I could get new achievements for it.
Right.
It was like, it gave me another reason to replay a game that I really, really, really love. And it's obviously one of my goats. So it was like, here's an excuse to really play it again.
What kind of granted a wish in that you had stated in episode 1 about like I wish I could go back and play this game like I'd never played it before.
Yeah.
And with it kind of resetting the achievements, kind of in a way, and it kind of knew everything, but you still got to redo it and see the achievements pop once more.
And it changed the characters slightly.
Like, imagine getting all the achievements again in Halo 3.
Right.
It
opened that door.
Again in Oblivion, you get to.
We all might be having that chance soon with Halo Combat or Campaign of All. Where we kind of can re-pop them all again.
But and
that's a lot. That might be a future episode because we could talk about that for probably 30 minutes.
Oh, easily. But not to beat a dead horse, but yeah, that's my number 4. I mean, I've talked about it enough on episode 1.
Yeah,
I had to throw it in there. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, it was this year. You know.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls. It was close to making my list. Another game that we'll talk about when I get closer up the echelon for me took that spot, and I'll kind of really touch on why I feel this way I do about it.
Yeah.
I did touch in episode 1 that the magic was almost a little lost on me for you know what I mean. But again, you were always more of an Oblivion fan than I was. I loved Oblivion. And I remember it was cool to see like this. I was like, that game really rung true with him. That's how I guessed it on last episode. I knew that was gonna be your number 1. But you know what I mean? Like, even though the magic was lost, I mean, yeah, it was really buggy and some of the quests were still jacked up. It still was. I will never forget. Again, it'll be a core memory for me when I turned it on for the first time and that music played and the way they did the hero Kavach with the flames and that Oblivion symbol all brand new.
Yeah.
I was like, that
We're
alone,
fucking back.
that alone in itself, yeah, we're fucking back, baby. That alone in itself worth the $60 that day.
It was worth
Or $40, whatever it was we paid. But it was worth every penny because that alone, when you can get a memory, and we talked about during our ghost discussion, if you can get memories and make these memories, it's what it's all about. Not just with video games, with everything.
Yeah.
And that's just a nice, like, I think back and I smile at it because we were so stoked. And then, like, I sat there, it downloaded, it was, you know, the shadow drop that wasn't, the secret that wasn't so secret anymore. Because we're all a bunch of rats and we dig through the codes, find out stuff coming out. But,
when you can drop a trailer, and that trailer is nothing but the first trailer that dropped for the game, but just now in HD, and it generates the hype, that shows you don't need to say anything else about the game. This is the game that you played. Here it is in full 4K HD and a little bit upgraded. You know what I mean? They don't have to have someone. Well, they did talk throughout it, but it was just like that Ural Septum speech right when it dropped. I mean, I left work to take a lunch break. I said I had a doctor's appointment, and I just walked up to my truck and watched it on my phone when it dropped because they had that time drop, and I was like, I'm watching this shit.
Yeah.
And then I went back into work cheesing.
and happy. It's a great doctor's appointment.
And it was just like, and it was almost like you said, it was more of the hype, getting to revisit that so much happiness to know that I get to play this game again, you know?
Yeah.
And like I hope it's a wake up call to Bethesda. You know what I mean? Like again, it was them and Virtuos, right?
Yeah, Virtuos.
They but like it was correct me if I'm wrong. I know it was a top seller and it was on Game Pass. And this is before Game Pass changed its pricing. So like, dude, you have the gold there. You know what we want. Give us what we want. If it would be a Morrowind remake, absolutely.
Yeah.
Voiceover, like what you know what I mean? Come on. But again, we don't have to beat a dead horse. We talked a lot about Oblivion last episode. But again, great pick. I knew it was gonna be on your list.
Yeah.
Dave, you get to kind of start us off with number 3.
All right, so number 3, it was also talked about last episode, but this game did not come out in 2025, but it saw this incredible revival that I think we shouldn't, it would be a shame if we overlooked it because of what happened in 2025. But it was Star Wars Battlefront 2, which we have to fact check, but I think it came out in 2015.
Yeah.
So 10 years after it released, it saw this.
You get the pokey eye part right now.
Yeah, I might have to move off camera. But it just saw like something crazy happen, and like you said, talking about Oblivion, like hopefully it was a little bit of an eye opener to Bethesda. Like hopefully, what happened this past year with the Battlefront series is an eye opener. That somebody, and obviously, like all the developers are split up. They went off to different companies. It wouldn't be the same team making the game, but hopefully they could assemble a team. Hopefully EA or what do they call it? LucasArts.
Yeah.
Lucas, the video game studio for Star Wars. Like, hopefully they look at what happened because it shot up crazy numbers, over 200,000 people at one time. Like,
do they know what the reason was for the resurgence, or was it like
there was some movement? I think it might have started in like a, maybe on the Reddit page or something. But all of a sudden, and I remember seeing a lot of it on the internet that day. It could be a random YouTube, it could be a Gordon Ramsay video, it could be whatever. People were just putting in the comments, Battlefront 3, Battlefront 3, Battlefront 3, and then everyone likes it, And it was just weird. Like
the power of the gamer.
right?
The power behind like just these guys on the internet that have there's people that have never stopped playing Battlefront 2. They have every hero and villain maxed out, General Grievous with all the abilities, just fucking nasty out there. And I had to put it on for 2025 because when we saw that resurgence, like a bunch of us jumped in. I have a lot of my high school buddies that would play a lot of Battlefront 2, and when we go in the heroes versus villains mode, or even just the big team modes, it's so much fun. Like it is so good. I know we talked about it a ton last week, but I hope that could be a little glimpse. Like maybe in the next few years, we see a Battlefront 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that was a sign. Like they could make millions.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like the deal is, EA, once you guys watch this podcast, we know you are.
Yeah.
We gave you like 3 ideas for a new Battlefront game. You could do an Old Republic, New Republic, High Republic,
Yep.
the traditional movies. Like, come on now. Like, just
Easy.
go out there, make it. We will all play it. The 3 of us will definitely play it.
Yeah.
And we all have friends that would jump in with us, and we'd have a ton of fun. But like you said, we talked about Battlefront 2 a lot as well. And again, the whole Battlefront series, wonderful series, awesome, ton of fun to play. But
it's 10 years old, which is crazy, but it was a huge part of 2025 for not just me, but a lot of gamers.
Yeah, I hop back in, dude. I was having fun with it again.
Yeah.
And you did revisit that fun when it first dropped. And
It
it's
was like an
cool.
Xbox One drop game, right? If I remember right, like
Yeah,
or like close to the release date.
yeah,
Xbox
it
One.
was, and it was,
That's my first game when I got it.
yeah,
When I got it. 'Cause that was the one you told me to get, and you're playing it out.
yeah, and it was just so cool to see that, you know, the gamers do control the state of the game to a degree. Like it's put some life back into it, and I know someone at EA or LucasArts saw those numbers pop, and they had to be like, okay, this game's 10 years old, and we have now.
I'm getting Humberto to do a quick check.
Yeah,
because I'm
because
like,
you said
when did it actually release?
But-
Okay, 2017.
Yeah, and there was
Still,
more
8
players
years old, 8
at
years
one
old.
point than there were on the new Call of Duty at the time.
Well, I think they're honestly all starting to wise up. I would hope so, because now with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic coming out with the new one that was, that trailer that was shown at the Game Awards, Divinity. Well, I mean, that's a little bit different. They kind of do what they had.
Yeah.
And they just needed the funding to make the game they wanted.
Exactly.
But like, I think they're starting to Fable, and again, we'll talk about this next week. We'll touch on what next week's gonna be about. But if you look at what's coming out next year, I think they're really realizing this is what we want. It's not that we just want the same games over again. We want
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
we want games like those, or those games, but just better, amped up with some. And again, we want you to make the games you want to make, but make the games we want as well. You know what I mean? And I think there can be happy mediums, and I think we'll see a lot of that. And hopefully, we get like those kind of things. Like, I feel like you can't tell me there's not developers out there that don't want to sink their teeth into Battlefront and make like a Battlefront: The Old Republic.
Well, and it's like any business if you think about it. I think, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but it's like you could put it into restaurants and if you're not making a product customers want to buy, then what are you doing? And especially if you make a hamburger that's your top seller, and then all of a sudden you say, well, I'd really like to make more hot dogs instead. And you lose all your sales and you just stick with making the fucking hot dogs. You have a bad business model. You have the customer base already. Appease them with something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be your full focus.
I hope we're seeing a little bit of the correcting of the course, or the righting of the ship, or whatever, whatever metaphor you want to use. But it is like things dipped down. Everything we've talked about tonight, even Pokemon, we talk about Halo. Like, we're more excited for this campaign Evolve, the Halo 1 that we've already played countless times, but when we get to play it again, we're more excited about this, than anything Halo Infinite related.
Yeah.
And
Going
there's
back to the basics.
Yeah, there's a happy medium, because like we'll talk about some of our favorite games. We're getting closer to our top list, and there's room for that too, where it's these artsy, beautiful games that take a different touch.
Yep.
But we can have both things.
You can.
But with that, great number 3, Dave. I love that little resurgence and a jump back to the past. But my number 3 is something that came out this year, and I did not expect to play it. I was threatened and bullied and promised by my brother here to play it, and I finally gave in. And Battlefield 6 is my number 3, and this is probably the first year in a long time that 2 multiplayer games would ever have been in my top 5. And Battlefield 6 is a precursor to my love for Arc Raiders, because Battlefield 6 re-established that play with the boys, get amped up, get on the mics, come up with plans, have a bunch of fun. And these 2 boys here is kind of like, I almost want to say it's maybe the birth of this whole thing was Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
We started talking on the mics, and we could just hear each other talk, and we would just, 9 times out of 10, it would be about games. After we were done getting rats and taking all the loot and fighting somebody, but as we're riding around, and it was some of the best gaming memories and moments I had this year. Was playing Battlefield 6 with you guys, and whoever the 4th was, be it Lauren or one of y'all's random buddies that would just jump in.
Yeah.
It was just a ton of fun, and it was like
we had Chuck on there one night. Shout out Luxurious Daddy if you're watching.
And then I remember when we won our first Red Sec on quads. and it was just an epic win. Like everyone contributed in all kinds of ways.
Morale wins are a rush, dude. I always like want to step outside afterwards.
Yeah, I was like ready to run through a wall. And like again, you can't end it on a win. You're like, let's go again until we get a really sad loss, and we did. The next thing we did, but it was like such a funny one because we all hopped in the Jeep and got hit by a rocket, and it was just like that's a blaze of glory to go out on. But again, Battlefield 6, it came at a time when Call of Duty was hurting. The champ was a little wobbly, and Battlefield 6 saw its opening, came in, decided not to do the crazy skins and strict military shooter.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unforgiving in a lot of ways. It's not a run and gun kind of Call of Duty game. I think Red Sec's a little more like that until you actually get in the firefights.
Yeah.
So adding the body armor kind of adds that more of a Warzone feel. But again, I didn't think I would like it. It takes a bit of time, but once you start getting the flow and realizing your role, like, again, if you're playing medic, please heal people. Don't run by me. Nothing's worse than that 2 meters away.
Oh,
Run away from me. And but again, like if you like decide like I'm a good sniper, but then I'm starting to suck, I'm like, all right, let me jump over to medic. And I solely focus on defibbing people, put barricades up, tossing ammos down. Like everyone can play that game and have a good time. And me personally, again, the story guy, when it comes to like big games, I never even touched the campaign. I know these two gentlemen did, but for me, Battlefield 6,
it's like generic.
Yeah.
It's
but you don't even. For me, it didn't matter. Like it was the multiplayer gave you so much joy and fun, and it really was a lot of. And yeah, we just sit there and then you get on bots just to make yourself feel good about yourself for a little bit, and then you go back to regular and get sniped immediately. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. So
true.
again, Battlefield 6, my number 3, fantastic time this year.
Dave, I know if you do hit a lull and there's nothing new to play, hit up the campaign because it is fun. Like they give you a full array of the game. Like there's some missions you're in a tank, just fucking shit up, and
That's it.
and then there's some missions, of course, it's like the classic sniper mission that's in a lot of first-person shooters. Like you're being all tactical with a suppressor, but the story, to me, it was just. There's no rhyme or like they just made something up. Like it's some military like basically like a contracting group. They grew big enough, and then they're fighting against the U.S. and stuff. Like I don't know. It's
crazy because I kind of already put the story together in my head without knowing that. Just like, ouch, ooh, ooh, burnt through my pants.
It's like
That's crazy.
Oh,
you got that on camera? Y'all see that? Woo!
Yeah, there's been some shots fired from this thing that I've seen.
I'm gonna put this blankie right here, guys. Let's do this in real time. All right.
this fire's doing the blood and the sweat.
Oh,
Here.
woo! Talking about Battlefield, we just went. I just got freaking shrapnel in the leg. But
Yeah, I don't remember what we were saying.
woo! But yeah, the campaign one, I kind of put together that I guess Pax Armada was a group to get together.
A like Blackwater type thing, whatever, made up group, and I don't know. If you ever accept, you fight through, you get easy achievements. You're just shooting bad guys. Like, you could be anything. You could be any enemy in front of you. The story, I didn't care for it,
Yeah.
But
Nick, between burning my leg off and getting me to play Battlefield 6, you want to jump in there real quick?
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I'm worried too. I keep seeing embers go fly into this new porch, and I'm worried in the morning this house will be on fire. But
and all the dry leaves underneath.
yeah, it's dry leaves. It's a fucking.
all of a sudden, there's fire coming from beneath our feet.
I got to move this laptop to the couch.
Yeah. This wood is fucking cracking. But dude, that's a straight hole. Got another ranch water too, bro.
There you go. Yeah, can I get a burn cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. But funny enough, my number 3 is also Battlefield 6.
Spicy?
Yeah, I'll do a spicy. The
fresh?
Yeah, thank you.
You have anything specific?
Whatever's in there.
dude,
Thank you.
fucking wood though.
Oh, there's
just shot an ember back
the
there.
original.
I'll take the original.
You want to try?
Look at this, dude.
Don't put it down by the leaves.
No, I'm trying to fucking It's also gonna burn a hole in the porch.
I think the wood.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
just
pretty
might leave a black mark or something.
We're gonna stain it anyways. That's staying in.
Yeah.
Um,
So, funny enough though, my number 3 is Battlefield 6 as well,
Mm.
and I was really, really excited for it because I had just really started not liking Call of Duty, because
since
of
last year, right?
yeah,
Vanguard?
no, I mean, no, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Dave knows. I just like I'd play a little bit and then I was like, dude, I just can't keep doing this shit. And
Yeah, you got a wake up call
yeah, it was
this year.
so repetitive, and it was like I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where the hype was always like the Call of Duty fans, man. They just want to get spoon fed the same shit over and over again, and I was just over it. Like I'm not one for super fast gameplay with that. It takes a lot for me to really get invested in a multiplayer shooter as it is, and the Call of Duty like power curve is like you have guys on there that just play non-stop. And so it's fun for like the first couple hours. Then you put it down for the night, you get back on in the morning, there's somebody that's level like 55 already
Yeah.
with all the, best kit and all this shit that you're going against this guy. And Battlefield was like, I think that player base has always been kind of like a slower pace. Some guys want to work on vehicles. Some guys are really into one class. And they kind of just, there's people that definitely leveled the hell up, but it's so much slower that I think that you still have an edge if you have a really good team. Whereas in Call of Duty, it doesn't matter. Like the team aspect is not in Call of Duty. It's all about, I'm going to get max amount of kills, try to get a nuke or try to get a really cool kill streak. And, you know, with Battlefield, it's like if you got 2 guys that are working together and holding down an entranceway, you can win that game.
Yeah.
For your team. You know what I mean? And so the way
I like there's no kill streaks in Battlefield too, which is nice. Kind of just
right.
Like, you get noticed. Like they'll say, "Hey, he's on kill streak," but you don't get like a special.
And your class will level up a little bit. Like you'll get a little bit more better perks for your class as you go through it. But it's not like a game-changing kill streak, where it's like Call of Duty is almost designed where it's like, fuck the team that went down to the lead. Fuck the team aspect. How do I get max kills?
Yeah.
Right. And the final kill cam or the best play of the game in multiplayer.
Yeah, you're scrambling around through these clips.
It's very individual. And I've seen multiple things online. People talking about how like Battlefield's more for like the 30+ crowd or the dads. It's like Battlefield #Battlefield dads. I like it because it's slower. You can play the multiplayer and like just lay down a main street or something with a light machine gun, and you get like 6 kills and you feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, you start killing 2 guys and you just snipe it in the head or something. Of course, it's outliers like things like that. You have a bad game of Battlefield, but to me, it's easier to just pick up. You've worked.
The irony of us talking about Battlefield and this thing popping off shots at us is crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
But it is like you're like I put 40 hours in this week. I just want to play. I just want to shoot some guys, and it is more to me. It's more casual.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about, the whole theme of really this episode, the big reset we're seeing with a lot of these titles, Call of Duty just kept going and going and going and going. And you look at something like Fortnite that's never really ceased. They started with one map, and they've kept that map and made changes. Like each new season, oh, there's a new volcano. Oh, now this city got hit by a meteor. It's like, it's pretty cool how they do that. And I thought with Call of Duty, they had so much success with Verdansk when the Battle Royale first dropped right during COVID. It was like, it was the coolest shit ever. And then they're like, oh, let's make more maps. Yeah. And now, we're making smaller maps where it's faster pace. And I think that kind of led to their downfall. But I think they could have probably kept up with games like Fortnite if they just stuck with Verdansk and then, here's new guns. We took out certain guns and, added a new section of the map. Like, I think they would have been still cooking if they did that.
Yeah.
If they followed what Fortnite was doing.
Yeah, I agree. I like to a big change they made that I like was the assault class got the recon beacon.
Mm.
So it wasn't before, and I think that's what led a lot of people to maybe not stop playing. But Battlefield already being a slower game, you had recon being the ones that would have this beacon, and they would drop it at like
They popped again. I'm a little gun shy, everybody. Saw that.
you drop this beacon at the in the way back of the map,
Right.
and then you just have like there's no gunfight happening because everybody's spawning on the recon beacon
Yeah.
so far away from the action. Now it's like the assault is we're gonna get in there and drop a beacon like right on this objective, and
I
now we're
do it all
spawning
the
in, and
time.
it's a fight on
I
this
try to
objective.
sneak behind. Like, there's nothing better. You sneak behind enemy lines, and you put the beacon like in a building behind the bar or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it came in really clutch a lot, and I loved it too. People
Yeah.
do it, but, thank you, especially when
Dude, I
like you're
wanna
trying to
play
take
some right
objectives, right?
yeah. So that's my number 3 as well. It's great.
Well, hopefully Call of Duty. I mean, they put that Activision put that whole thing out about like they're gonna work better, try to make better stuff. So we'll see if they actually hold true to
Yeah.
it. But
Time
again,
to tell.
Battlefield and Arc Raiders kind of took the champ down a couple pegs. So
Yeah.
hopefully he wakes up. We'll see what happens though. So
Yeah.
rolling along. Now we're at the getting to the top. And these ones are hard for me. We'll get to me and Stan soon. But Dave, let's start with you with number 2.
So this is another one that released on. I think it also might have been PlayStation and PC in 2023. But then it hit the Xbox 2025 over the summer, and it was Ready or Not.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was such a cool game, and the fact that it gave you I don't know, if people didn't play it, I could explain it quick. You're part of a 4-man SWAT team. You could play solo. Solo mode, it worked out really well because you could give commands. So I could say, hey, go stack up on that door, throw a grenade, and clear. And they go do it. And it reminded me of a little bit of like some of the older like Tom Clancy style games where you're really giving commands to your squad. But the way they did it was like left bumper, right bumper with a little wheel. It flowed so smoothly to where you'd think like, all right, I don't want to sit there and select all these options. But the way it was designed, it was like you would be walking towards the door and you could just go flashbang clear, and they would go do it quick. Or you could play 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
And the thing that really made this game hit so high on my list was how it gets dark. Like it has like you're like doing like some what could be like real world hits. Like as a SWAT team, like there's a school shooter mission. There's a mission, dude. There was one mission I was playing by myself, and I almost like didn't want to go in. Like it was so immersive. I got my headset full blast, right in front of the monitor, and it was a game where like you get the briefing in advance, and it said you're going into basically like bust this pedophile ring.
Jesus.
Oh god.
And I first, I start clearing the mansion, all tactical. They don't know I'm in the house yet, and you go into a room, and it's like there's like a bed with cameras pointed at it. And you just start getting like kind of like sick to your stomach to where I'm like, dude, I don't even want to like clear the rest of this house.
Yeah.
But you're like, well, I want to kill these guys.
Yeah, I can figure these bad guys out. Yeah.
You keep going, and then there's some missions you didn't clear, and like nobody knows you're there. But then there's other missions like they start shooting you before you even get on the objective. But I just thought it was such a cool game, and it gives you a little bit of that like like we talked on our other podcast for a buddy who's part of a SWAT team, and the missions they get called to, can have like it was one of those games that made you think a little bit. Dude, while you're playing, it's like fuck, some of this evil is out there.
Yeah. I mean, these are real life scenarios. I mean, unfortunately, active shooters in this zeitgeist, we all know what that means, especially at a school. And you guys having kids, I can only imagine playing that mission probably.
Oh,
makes it even harder.
It's kind of Like you're sitting there with the controller, but in my mind I was like, dude, I want to fucking kill all these guys.
Yeah.
You're like, they really portrayed it as like these are bad guys,
Right.
It's not just like Halo Elites where it's like, oh, Halo kill the alien.
Right.
Like, and
These are evil people.
Yeah.
it's really tactical, It's a great game.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to play it, but I heard a lot of people really loving it, especially when it came to Xbox and made that like another resurgence in 2025. But yeah, I mean, everything you just said is everything I heard. It's very immersive.
Yeah.
SWAT team. Also, you're a bastard because I saw you see an ember pop out and it was flying towards me, and he didn't say anything. He just laughed.
And fucking came around. I was like,
good little toast here.
I mean,
It came around like
yeah, because it's all towards
Seeking
me.
his ass.
I know it's freaking heat seekers right now.
I'm shivering a bit.
I can
Don't
tell
worry, it's gonna take one shot to the leg. My leg is burning up. Yeah, keep filling the kettle there. But yeah,
We
like
got 4 dogs in there, right?
yeah,
It's a 4-dog night. You pull 4 dogs.
just get them all together. But yeah, my leg still hurts. But yeah, I never really get a chance to ready it up. But that's a great pick, especially hearing how immersive it is. I can
Dude,
imagine.
if anyone listening hasn't played it, like it is,
I'm willing to hop in. All of
it's
us.
so cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, we can hop in. You can do. I mean, so that's the thing. If you only have 2 or 3 people, that's what you're going in with.
Oh,
They
okay.
won't give you any computer players or NPCs.
That's pretty sick.
So, the way the dynamic of it, you can only get NPCs or like squad mates like that if you're solo.
Oh, okay.
But if you play, like, you can pick you could play the solo campaign where, like, you get these guys on your team for the duration. So, like, if they die, they're gone. You have to you basically, like, recruit a new SWAT member.
Mm-hmm.
And then, someone starts to get PTSD and stuff. You have to get
That's
a break.
crazy.
Like,
yeah, it's immersive.
and if you just go in and start shooting people's heads off with a shotgun, like, your whole squad gets, like,
Well, they're witnessing it. Yeah.
right, they're like, they need time off. They have to go, like, seek counseling and stuff. Like, it's,
Damn, it really is. Okay.
but then if you go in, like, non-lethal, like tasers and beanbag guns, they're fine. They can keep doing missions. It's interesting. So there's a little give and take. It's like, sometimes you have to just shoot people,
Yeah.
of course. But then your squad mates,
Start bailing out.
Yeah.
They
I want to go with you. If you're just on like a bloodlust, so, like, we're not going anymore.
Yeah.
Did you play any of Radio?
I did. I really enjoyed it too. I think Dave hit all the major points on it. Like, and what I was gonna say before we got into it was like, yeah, it's cool. It gives you the option to go the non-lethal route too. Like, you can kind of pick and choose depending on the briefing, yeah, and the mission of
There's
like,
a bunch of guns.
yeah,
You go in the armory. You could go in with like a 240.
yeah,
Go loud and spray the whole house, or you have a little silenced pistol, SMG, whatever.
yeah, a beanbag shotgun, and like that's your load. You pick your loadout. Like,
Yeah.
it's different parts. They got a firing range. You could test all the guns, and it's a great little the game to hop in. I recommend it too.
Yeah, I mean, we keep writing all these games we all want to hop in together with. I'm gonna add my shield a little bit more here.
You're the main target right there, dude.
Well, that's something I'll piggyback off that real quick with what we've been talking about kind of too with Call of Duty dropped the ball, and people are shifting away from like these just straight up multiplayer games and stuff. I think it's more so going to some more of these co-ops, and especially with us being busier and wanting to really maximize. Like, if we're gonna hop on a game, let's make it good.
Yeah,
And starting to talk about some of this stuff. It's like, yeah, if we plan a night, like, all right, Friday, we're gonna get at least 3 hours into Ready or Not, and like that would be way more fun than
Well, it's
going
also
into
a good
Warzone.
catch-up time.
Yeah.
Like, we do the podcast now, so we get a chance to catch it up. But
Yeah.
also, it's not only is like, yeah, you can call each other on the phone, but we can also talk and
play.
be taking out some
Yeah,
evil bastards, and be
exactly.
shot up, and have some
Oh, yeah.
fun.
some bad guys and Ready or Not. Take 'em down.
They need our justice.
Yeah.
And this hole in it has. I felt the justice of this flame.
Yeah, dude.
What's this again for not putting Call of Duty? I mean, I guess not putting Battlefield higher.
Yeah.
Or Activision hearing us,
You
they.
said that. You got fucking hit. You're right in the nuts.
That's my number 2. Yeah, you're up.
So I was going on back and forth with my number one and my number two. And I feel really, really comfortable finally deciding on it. And this is a game that I finished at the last moment. Again, it's I really love when you were touching on about like time management when it comes to gaming, and I kind of let mine get away from me by allowing another game kind of popping in because I was excited for it prior, and that was Avowed, and I kind of threw off my whole gaming thing. And I started this game, jumped into this one, didn't go back to it up until December and during this holiday break. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is my number two, and what can I say about this game? Like, I don't know if any of y'all have played it, and I'll pass it off to you two as well, kind of talking about it. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is just a very they're the kings right now, I think, of a Elder Scrolls like game, and that's where when I was thinking about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake, I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 shows them what this game should be. Like, from the stealth, like you basically have, I don't know if you guys played Thief before, you basically have the Thief game in there. Like the stealth is way better than it has any reason to be. The blacksmithing, it's not as simple as like you go into a menu and you like just craft something. No, you do a full, put it in the flame, you stoke the flame, you put it in there, you hammer the blade, you stick it in the water. Yeah, that potions, if you want to make a potion, you got to brew your potions, you get the ingredients, you put it in, you grind it in the thing. That could be tedious, but it's what they lean into. And if you let yourself lean into this world, it's fantastic. The combat can be frustrating at first, but once you get your rhythm, you learn the Master Strike, and then it's game time. But again, even with the Master Strike, it's not like a cheat code because you still gotta have timing, you gotta have patience. Sometimes, like for certain quests, like it was stealth, and I just got frustrated, even though I enjoyed the stealth. And I was like, you know what? And I would go in, I'd bait like 4 or 5 guys, I'd run around in circles using my perks, and then I would Master Strike one, take them out, run around, strike, get better angles and everything like that. And again, everybody, for our last two, we're going to go into full spoilers about these games. I feel like that's really how we get the essence. We got permission from this gentleman to go into it. So just know that, and if you want to go play these games, come back and listen to this last little bit here. Our producer here, he'll leave a little maybe something in the description, let them know when the spoilers are kind of starting and ending. But I just feel like to really
it might help us making this twice the views if you stop now, come back again later once you played the game.
Yeah, and I just want y'all to know, like playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like it makes you really think about decisions from burning down a town or helping that town. That can be a little vague with certain things. And you not really knowing you're making the bad decision until it's too late. And killing a guy because of everything he's done to you, and realizing that the character in which you're leading into this vengeance, but that's not the man that your father raised you to be. And in the game, you play as like a Christian knight, you know what I mean? So it's like kind of going against that ethos. So
kind of a spiritual battle with
absolutely
worlds and stuff like that.
In the game, I'm telling you right now, there's rumors that they might make a Lord of the Rings game, even if they make a Deliverance 3. Like there's epic battle scenes for like movies you'll see, like armies will surround you, you have to withstand sieges. You're knocking down ladders with halberds, you're shooting people with crossbows. They're getting up on there, you gotta fight them off to be able to push them back down. And it's just a wonder. It's a full simulation of what it would be like to live in Bohemia during that time. Yeah. It is just wonderful in every way. Henry's an excellent main character. I love the dude. He's a goof, but he's also like a heart of gold. Capon's awesome. It's just and the rest of your companions that you meet throughout the thing, such great characters. Dry Devil, just a wild dude.
Yeah.
And you meet all of his band of misfits and stuff, and you put this band together to kind of survive a siege, and you go through a full siege on the receiving end of one and trying to withstand it. What that is, like hunger. Do I kill this dog and cook the food? And like in that world, that's not it's bad as poaching, but like for you internally, like I don't really want to kill this, even if it's in you have love dogs, you know what I mean? But I'm like, but your dude's hungry and he's starving, and you got to get to this next part of the mission, you know what I mean? And then but then there are frustrating moments I did find in the game where like sometimes the fighting is just, dude. Right. I've been fighting this dude for 15. There's an epic duel that you do with somebody, and again, actually we can be a little bit better with like the spoilers a little bit, but there's an epic fight that happens with like this other dude, and like I was a little frustrated. Like it took me like 4 or 5 tries to beat him, and I finally beat him. And you don't get his armor, and I was like, dude, the whole reason I did this.
Yeah.
But like go back to that spiritual battle, Dave. Like, and again, that's where I think 1 and 2 of my game of the years really intertwined with one another. But like, I love how the ending is because like you're kind of there, and you sit on the hill to go see your dad. But the man, like you go into like this dream state, and the man that raised you and your mother come to you, and they talk about all these decisions that you made, and you have this opportunity to repent, or you can fight back and like, no, I did it because I needed to. But it's like, no, you're right. I did give him independence. I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
War is nasty.
You could look at it a couple different ways.
But that's how you get the good ending. If you repent for yourself, unless you've been branded, because like if you commit enough crimes, they'll get you, arrest you, and brand you in the neck, so people know that you've been a bastard.
Yeah.
But again, like it hit me in the end, and I actually started feeling like a well up.
brand each other tonight with.
I've been branded. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll never forget the dude.
You said at the end of it, kind of got you.
I started feeling. I was like,
Feeling?
wow, like
That's what I talked about at the beginning. Watching a movie.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's certain movies, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the dog dies in the movie, or you know,
dog die in the movies get me every time.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's some of these games.
Crush you.
Marley and me.
Some of these games it affects you the same way. Like people are telling a story. Like people just have this idea, but instead of writing a book or instead of filming, they're like, let's make it into a game,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be like just as thought provoking, or you know, bring on just as much emotion as a book or a movie or a song. You know.
Yeah.
And as I ask you about Kingdom Come Deliverance too, and that's a great point, Dave. It really is, because like, and I want you everything you just said. Bethesda, take note.
Mm-hmm.
Take note, like really take note of how these guys did it, because you can make something special. Because I'm telling you right now, if they wanted to make a Lord of the Rings game, I would sacrifice Elder Scrolls 6 to get that Lord of the Rings game for Horse in a heartbeat.
I would do
And I
it
hate
too
to say it.
as one of the biggest Elder Scrolls fan.
What kind of Lord of the Rings would it be? Like, paint the picture a little bit. Would it be following the movies, or are you talking about just characters from the universe?
Here's the reality of it, Dave. Whatever they wanted to do,
Type thing where it was kind of totally off the.
I think knowing that game, and I'll just jump into mine too. My number 2 is also Kingdom Come Deliverance
Mhm.
too. Knowing that game, I think it would be more like the sieges of the
battles.
cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could deliver that in
Maybe
such
just
a
a random
good
soldier,
way.
you know,
Yeah, you're just a random soldier.
you're fighting
Fuck.
along. Yeah.
Yeah, you're put on, the fortresses throughout some of the major battles of the game, and you kind of go through, and maybe you have a little bit of character making, but you could also just be like, here's this guy, here's his path, and he's a soldier in one of these armies, and you go through these
Maybe
major
like a little
apexes.
above average soldier.
Yeah, and you have the fucking
It's something I
trolls
just
moving
thought about.
those big wooden forts coming up, and the
Yeah.
orcs coming up, and you're fighting them off the sides and trying to
Yeah.
knock the
You can
ladders.
see it, like you can see as you're playing these siege battles. You can see the Lord of the Rings skin on it. Like,
Yeah, and you could imagine how that would be such a cool game.
This
like-
guy's just like you, just getting like stepped on by those war elephants.
yeah, it's like you're just in that type of battle. But it's the thing that I love about Kingdom Come Deliverance, and that I think that, well, you're right. If they make that for Lord of the Rings, I would take it over Elder Scrolls 6, because it is a simulation. If you want to be a medieval knight in a game,
or a blacksmith,
or a blacksmith,
yeah.
or just experience that world. That game does it so well. They hit so many aspects of it. The customization, I mean, like how you go from town to town, you need to make, like, the fast travel was really good in it. Like you could run into bandits on the side of the road. No, it's never like, you don't just get handed a lot of things. It made it really feel like you were like in medieval times. You were kind of fighting to survive.
Right, it's people. What was the average life expectancy back then?
Yeah.
35. You
And
know,
you feel that.
and
it's
the-
a rough,
feel that.
rough time to be alive.
And to your
Yeah.
point, Dave, when you said like an above average soldier, like Henry was not that. Like in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the first one, you're just a blacksmith. You learn how to fight. You learn how to read.
Yeah.
You learn how to read in the game. you learn all these things with this man. So in the second one, yeah, he's a little more seasoned,
Oh, okay.
but he's not.
He's just a run of the mill dude.
He's a guy that you just have been busting your ass to make
So
a fighter. You know what I mean?
You fully feel like every one of every battle. You're not in this like hero arc where it's like you're gonna hit this. You're gonna be so overpowered that you're just crushing every. It's you are every scrap in that game. You come through like. There'll be fights where it's like I'm like, holy shit, like I barely won that battle, and it's like you get super geared up, but there's a part I was going to go into it with it that I really enjoyed. We can cut this out or go back to it.
No, while you're thinking about it, for a second.
Yeah,
I'll touch on
about
something
it
real quick. So with that, like the battles, like you would think you're hot shit for a bit. Like let's say you fight 5 guys and you beat them easily, and then this one dude just has your number, and he's just a run of the mill guy, and like he just catches you one good time, and it's just and you're like it like panics you, like you get hit in the head, and like you feel it, like almost like you're getting hit because the screen goes red, you're like kind of stumbling, and then you're like, oh, I gotta adjust, but then he's already coming with another shot. And you had just taken 5 guys out because you were clean, you were kind, you were patient, your hands are sweaty. But then this guy caught you.
Yeah.
And then you're so pissed. And you're like, he got me. Like, he got me.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? So it's just, and I could imagine that being like a night and you're doing the, Gondor. And they come over the wall. And like, you take one workout, another workout. And then the one just catches you with an arrow.
Yeah.
And like, that's what happens. You'll be fighting. Next thing you know, an arrow hits you in the arm. You're like, tell you gotta get the cover.
Totally random, yeah.
And I remember what it was, but it's the immersion aspect again. Even to the smallest details, like the helmet. You get a knight helmet, and you have you press. I think it was up on the D-pad. You could drop the visor, and that would increase your head, like getting hit in the head durability. But you would also be looking through the visor, so it would limit your visibility. So it's like, do you want extra protection? Yeah, but you have to actually deal with like people would back then. Yeah, your face is protected, but your visibility is impaired. Like it's taking small details to be like,
showing you how hard it would be.
Yes,
because some games that you are portrayed as like even some of our favorite games like Halo, like you're the fucking man.
Yeah,
you are the most equipped guy on that battlefield. But then it is cool to see just how things would be. Like, I mean, Call of Duty used to do it well.
Yeah.
Like storm the beach in Normandy as just a normal soldier and stuff. But there's pros and cons to everything. But
and to your point, going to Kingdoms of Alamar, it's the opposite of that. Like you got to talk to everyone, Dave, and you could find a mission that goes for 7 hours if like you're doing every little thing, but it's so rewarding. So if you have the time and it's the only game you're playing, yeah. But for me, it got to a certain point. I did a lot of side. There's some epic side missions. The one that for everyone that knows what I'm talking about, when you go into that mine, you think it's a demon.
That's
insane
a great quest.
So crazy. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I need to finish this. I just mainlined it, and it was great. It was great. It was a fantastic game, and it deserved a little bit more love at the Game Awards, in my opinion. I really feel like it should have won the role-playing game of the year.
Yeah,
but,
100%.
Just because it embodies what role-playing stands for. But I'm glad it was your number 2 as well. That's awesome.
So good.
Well, boys, we've come to the moment.
Let's come to the apex.
All of us will give us each other our game of the year officially. So, Dave, without further ado, what is your 2025 game of the year?
So, I ranked all these by the simple metric of like the amount of time I played, the amount of time I spent playing them. Because it's just hard to compare like a single player RPG to a multiplayer shooter. Like they both have their place. Which ones you can't compare? Like which one's better? Like it's not like you can compare a comedy movie to a horror movie. So, but I went off in terms of the amount of time I spent, and the game I spent the most time with this year was Battlefield 6. That was my number 1, and
it's invoke the flame.
Yeah, the flame will die down now that it's been appeased.
Yeah, one more offering. But But I will. We might go on a slight tangent here with this because what I felt, the hype was so big. And this was the Call of Duty killer, and it was. It's a modern shooter. Yeah, there's starting to get to a little bit of some of the advanced gadgets or little things here and there. That's like, wait, does that actually exist yet? But for the most part, this was like real stuff, and some of the crazier things, like what is going on with modern combat right now, even Russia and Ukraine. Like Battlefield incorporated that quicker than anybody. Like you can just fly a drone in and either blow it up or drop a grenade, which is what is happening now in the real world, which is it's insane and
terrifying. Yeah, I think that's how you would.
Yeah. That's the true battlefield that
is currently
battlefields are involved in.
So, of course, Battlefield could jump to different time periods. They do great with World War II and World War I, but they chose to go for like the modern setting this year. And I think if you look at Call of Duties, those were always the most popular. It was the Modern Warfare series. Black Ops was probably a close second, but I think all the Modern Warfare. It's like that's what people like. They want to see the M4 or the AK, and I think Battlefield just crushed it this year. But it has to be number one because it's the game I spent the most time with. But I just don't understand what is happening. Like right now, we have the news. Season 2 is on the horizon. I think it might actually come out this week. Like with this podcast, like it might be this week or next week. Season 2 drops. But what they're adding is this. It sounds exciting at first, but it's a little bird helicopter, and they're supposedly going to be adding like the ship to shore kind of combat that was in previous Battlefield. One team spawns on like a carrier, and then you take either small LCU boats or helicopters. And it's like it's cool they're adding this stuff, but what I want to talk to you guys about is, despite Battlefield's huge success, like what is going on with this drip feed of content? Like the Little Bird choppers should have just been in the game right off the rip, ship to shore, like Rush and Breakthrough and stuff like that. Well, that was in Battlefield years and years ago, and really, I mean, this really gets into a little sidetrack, but you saw it with Halo. We talked about it with Infinite.
I was just thinking that when you were talking about it.
They're like, oh, season 2, we're adding King of the Hill.
Yeah.
We played King of the Hill in 2003.
I think the trap is the live service model and seeing all these different games. You mentioned Fortnite, you mentioned Call of Duty, and in their own way, they came out with a very robust multiplayer. And again, they utilize season 1 for their battle royale. They're utilizing season 2 as almost like a nostalgia run.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it's just because we find ourselves in the new age of the live service content, and content is king. If we give it to you all at once, then you're only going to play it for a little while. That's the thought process. But if we drip feed it to you, then it gives you a reason. That gives me a reason. I didn't play that before. So that got me excited. So, you know what I mean? So it's targeting maybe me, like the layman of the Battlefield world. But I know you don't let this guy trick you. He is nasty on the battlefield. Like he carried us so many rounds. But
which part do you mean you're excited for? Like the ship
to shore sounds really cool to me. You know what I mean?
Battlefield 3 probably had a Battlefield 4.
But I'll agree. Like even
it was always
I love those games and played those, but knowing that it's coming, I'm gonna hop back in.
Well, right, it's gonna pull us in. So that's what I'm saying.
There is a method to the madness.
They're the ones making the money. I'm not the developer. You got to. People on the team making these decisions are smarter than us when it comes to gaming, and so it's like
we grew up in an age where we got it all. You know what I mean? And that came with a pro and con. If you got a game and it was broken for life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we get a game now and it's almost piecemeal to us, but it's at least an update if it's broken.
Yeah, I think
that's nice. But
I think you hit the nail on the head where it's like before this live service was a different thing where it was like
It's the battle passes now.
Right.
Seasons.
Yeah, now it's like, how do we keep people coming back to keep our numbers up? Before it was like, we need to do one. Now, too, so many games are established, especially Battlefield, especially Call of Duty. So it's like, before they're dropping their best shit, or best ideas, all these things, and they would hit home runs and they'd stick with it. But now it's like, they know they have that. So it's like, how do we make this game lasts the longest in terms of numbers before we have to say, what is Battlefield 7? Let's start dripping in all these big hitters from the other games. Let's start dropping in these things that people love and sprinkle in some new things with it. But we have this shit in the back pocket to where if we hit a dry season, we could say, ship to shores back, hop back in.
And then continue that nail in the coffin of Call of Duty, which is their
All right, they'll keep it. Yeah. And like you said, we're going to keep going back.
Like, I'm definitely going back for the season 2. I'm glad you said something about it because I wasn't really keeping track. So
but I'm interested about the thought, like you talked about some of the other games earlier with the DLC pack, or really back in you think the 360 days, it would you would get another disc.
Yeah.
This was the Halo map pack, you know. And so I'm wondering about stuff like that. Like, I would be curious, like, the economics of it. Like, were they not making enough with, like, let's do 3 map packs for Battlefield instead of doing 10 seasons? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like make a full game, put all the big content, and then it's like, oh, 3 to 4 months later, even 6 months later, if it's like, oh, there's a new Battlefield map pack coming out, where it's like a big content drop, and people pay $10-15 for it rather than these these battle passes, you know.
I think it goes to, and I'll jump over, but I think it goes to, like, as a kid and when we were younger, I got excited about DLCs. Nowadays, it's hard pressed for me to go back and play a game I've already beaten, even if I love the game and they have a DLC drop. I'm like, I've already that ship has sailed for me. But with the active multiplayer online game,
if you never leave.
If you never leave and they drip feed you that thing. I mean, I get what you're saying. I miss the days of yesteryear, you know, but I see where they're coming from because it just worked on me and Nick. We're like, oh, we're getting back in, and then that makes you happy because you've been playing, and I'm like, okay, they're coming back in.
It used to work when we were younger. You think about the big titles, like, oh, you know, and I might mess up these timelines, but like Halo 3 comes out and you play the hell out of it, and then the next Gears of War drops and you play that, but then it's like, oh, now there's a new Halo map pack. So you go back to Halo. Because now if it's like, oh, season 6 of Call of Duty, I'm like, oh, I can just go back in. I feel like, oh, I missed season 1 through 5, so I'm not going to jump back in for season 6.
I think it's the time economy too. You know what I mean? Everything's fighting for our time. But if I can jump into that new season, I don't have to pay a dime. Yeah. Realistically, you don't have to buy the pass, but I get to play those maps.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I can jump in, spend like 3 days on this.
Yeah.
You know, unless, maybe we spend a little more time because we're playing together. But if you're, I think, again, it goes right back to what this whole podcast, when we talk about these things, the time economy, where it's like, after 4 months, I've already moved on if you haven't given me anything new. And that's what killed Halo.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing.
That's very true. And Infinite just died because, I mean, I remember it released and people were like, wait, is this the beta?
Right.
They starved us. Yeah.
They're like, no, there's more stuff coming. And I remember like being like, no, there's like, I disappointed myself because I'd be researching like and having to tell people, like friends of mine that we're playing with, and it's like, no, dude, this is the full game. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Here we go.
What you got?
Well, I think it was a great little revisit of Battlefield. Again, we keep adding wood to this hellfire.
We got one log left.
But for my number one, and this will not come as any surprise, David brought it up earlier, and it's won all the awards it could possibly win, and rightfully so. I think it deserves everything it's won, and that is Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Again, it's 33 developers with a bunch of extras in here, but it's just a wonderful story of this indie, quote-unquote, indie group with a very big publisher, but then with a low budget coming together to get a guy off SoundCloud to make one of the best soundtracks in gaming. Like, it's so good. So many fights where it just hits, and you just sit there and listen to the beat, and you're like, and again, it's it not only took turn-based, it upgraded turn-based into this rhythm-based parry, dodge, jump. It made you more inverse into a turn-based, which I absolutely adore turn-based. We went over before, but you did something new with the game, with this like a old thing, and just put in this new spin on it and made it so more interactive that it made so many people that aren't turn-based people enjoy this game. It's like, oh, it's turn-based, but I'm in it. Like everything, I'm earning all this. I'm earning these combos. I'm earning these dodges. I'm getting these parries. And
skill and strategy. You're not just we keep jumping back to Pokemon. You're not just pressing tackle or flamethrower or whatever. You have to do something.
Yes,
like you have to be good.
And there are traditional JRPGs that do that still, and I do enjoy those. But again, something about Clair Obscur, like to your point, it's like you can't just like relax in a fight. You got to be in. And like it didn't even make you because the music was so good. You were in it, and it's like, oh wow, these characters are. And then you meet Gustav, and like just the start of that game, it like breaks at your heart as like this girl that he loves, but he couldn't come to terms with their belief system, and then she fades away in his arms. The number changes, and then you're going on this epic journey, and you see the paintress in the distance, and you're like, what is this journey? And then it completely flips it on its head, and you find out all these different things, and then an epic moment happens. And when Raynor first shows himself, he has like this Final Fantasy Sephiroth-esque moment where this bad guy just walking with his cane, the click, and it's
all
like,
who are you? Gone, except that.
And then it's like, who is he? And you just zoom, and that guy's head goes completely off. And you're like, what in the hell? And then all chaos ensues. And then the darkness of Gustav sitting there, and he's about to shoot himself in the head. And Lune stops him. I'm like, this is a deep-ass game. You know what I mean? And it keeps evolving, and
keeps getting deeper.
And then you meet Raynor. Oh, my God. Why did I just forget his name?
Which one?
The guy with the black hair and the white streak that Gustav like helps Gustav. I don't want to kind of jump into that big spoiler.
Yeah, what the hell was his name?
I just completely went out of my mind. But again, it goes back to build crafting. You get to pick those. You learn all these different builds. I built this one with Mael, which out of all these characters, Mael was definitely my favorite. And what a powerful character when you realize what's really happening with her. And it puts you in this thing of like, imagine if you were this person with this disability, but in this fake world that you can go to, you're this badass warrior. And my build with Mael was a nuke, like the standout, and I built it all around that move. And you get to these different stances, and you just crank them and hit them with like over crazy amounts of damage.
Yeah.
But like, and how the game ends.
Verso, damn it! I just got to him. I just got to him.
Verso is awesome.
He doesn't know the ending yet.
Yeah,
we're breaking it down.
Are you gonna? Do you want us to stop here? Are you gonna finish this? You know we are. We're not gonna give an ending, but there's a point.
Go ahead, because it's not like I talked about. I have such limited time.
Yeah,
you have to be realistic. If I had all the time in the world, I would finish all of these games. I'm an achievement hunter. I want to get 1,000 out of 1,000, but it's like, I'd rather, if I have the opportunity to hop on and play some games, I'm going to want to, like what we talked about, I'm going to want to hop in some Arc Raiders with you guys.
Right.
I want to, like, that's been a big, like, gaming as a whole. We touched on Nintendo last week, the big social element of it. The single player games are awesome, and it's the season of life. Like when you do get that little window, it's like, oh, I want to play with some of the guys on one of these co-op games or something like that. Like have the social element as well. So I probably will not. We'll see. But I don't care if you spoil it. Long story short,
all right. So going off that, like you start off with Gustav, and you're building this whole thing with them, and by the end of Act 1...
But wait, before the spoiler, I gotta piss really bad.
All right.
So right here, guys, we're back. We're talking about Expedition 33. We kind of left off. We're going to go into full spoilers, so just everyone that's watching this will know that. But you build this thing with Gustav, and you're loving this character, and I really do. Like, he keeps saying that, like, you get, like, his special move, and he's like, for those who come after. It's just so sick, and that's the whole point of each expedition. Like, they die, but they leave something for the next one. And that,
It's
that,
like
that
at
whole
30 too,
yeah,
right?
and
That's the oldest person.
You get that, like I said, I didn't even finish the game, but you get that understanding from the very beginning of the game, like some of those first cutscenes. It's like, oh, like you're not planning to come back from these things, and there's a reason why it's number 33, you know, and
all these other ones have tried and failed, but
right,
they leave something. I love that. Like in most games, there's like these climbing ledges. Why are these even there? And they explain that. That was
Yeah.
Expedition 57 for the sake of argument. They're the ones that did that. That's what they left for those that come after. And it was just cool. And like, again, you build with Gustav, and then Ranor gets Gustav, and then Verso takes Gustav's spot, and it was kind of a flip flop. And Verso, I fall in love with that character. He's awesome. And then again, you keep learning about Mael, and you find out that you're in this painted world. It's almost, some people didn't like it, but I liked it. It's that kind of, it's all a dream kind of mentality, but it is real. These people do exist, and they do have feelings and emotions, and it all accumulates. And for this game, and I know this is your game of the year as well.
Yeah.
And we'll go into that. And sorry to jump, but
No,
I mean, I think everyone realized that as we continue to talk about, we kind of gave each other the look, and but I played this game, Dave. I did everything. Everything. I fought the final secret boss.
Platinum it?
I played, this is my last game I played on Xbox, but if I took that Xbox achievements, it would be a platinum on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because I had the full 1,000. I fought the final boss. In this fight, it is absolute cinema. It's against Simon, this guy that's mentioned by Verso. And then you find him at the very bottom, almost like in the pits of hell. And you beat him. But then he gets up, and it's like a Dragon Ball Z scene. He goes, his hair turns white, and it turned into the most epic fight. And me beating him was just sick. And then, like, you see him, he has this ultimate light sword, and it ends with him handing you it. And then you get the best weapon you can for Verso.
He surrenders it.
And then you get his thing where it's a double attack.
Oh.
And I beat every extra boss, every final boss, everything. And I finally sat down with it. And before I get into this end point, I want you to tell me everything that you enjoyed about your game of the year as well. And go ahead and officially announce it.
Yeah, it's Expedition 33 as well. And one of the main things that I thought was so cool about this game was turn-based historically is you could get into a fight and you could lose that fight depending on the level of your characters, the gear you have, the spells you've unlocked, etc., the abilities, whatever you want to call them. This game, you could technically be level 1 and beat the hardest boss in the game if you were skilled enough to parry and dodge each one of their attacks. You know what I mean? There was none of... I feel like so many turn-based games I've played, you'd get into a fight and the boss would one-shot you, and you cannot avoid it. Like, the boss is going to hit you.
When it's just sometimes it could be just blow for blow.
Right. And it's just kind of like, who's got the more power?
And I saw that with playing. It's like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, you could, if you were that good, you could easily, like, almost like level jump.
Yeah.
But in the same hand,
it was hard as hell.
It was unforgiving. Like, if you didn't hit, there were some bosses where I was frustrated.
Yeah.
I talked about the mine earlier. That's that was like a unique one. But then there's some that were just, multiple hits in a row, and I'd like miss the parry or the dodge, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, wow. Like, I'm just hitting it just the wrong time, and it did make you have to like gain skill yourself. Like,
and that's another part of it. Yeah, it was like, even when you were leveled for it, a lot of those fights you still had to be on the ball. I really like too the augments for it. Like, I like the free aim aspect of it, where you could do the free shots. Well, I mean, it would still take action points, but like,
different enemies may have a weak.
Yeah, they have weak points.
Great point.
And if you put your build around it, like those little augmented skills you had, like that thing could, increase your damage or, give you health back. So you could kind of use it pretty tactically if you needed to, like.
Dude, I gotta finish it talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, and it invites you. Like
it made my list, and I didn't even beat it.
Yeah, it's so much
Because I knew
fun.
I was like, this.
And if you really just mainline it, Dave, it won't take you much time.
Yeah,
Right.
the
That's what I'm
issues
saying.
you will
I'll
get,
go
you
for
can
that
get
80%.
sidetracked.
I was trying to hit every little thing, and that slowed me down. But
Well, it's one of those games that rewards you for doing that. Like for
Yeah.
me, like and again, it invites you to break it wide open.
Yes.
Because like I said, I made a nuke build where it was like I was one-shotting things at a certain point.
And I did
got
the same thing with Mael.
Yeah,
Dude, she turns into a fucking powerhouse. And something I really liked about it too was how they orchestrated the map for somebody that really likes to hit all those side areas and made it in really like digestible chunks, right? You could only walk areas beginning.
Yeah.
And so I would like all these areas. I know I knocked these out and I can move on to the next section. And then you could swim and then you get to check out these new areas. Then you can get through the corals and then you could fly. So it was like, it let me kind of take these chunks of the map and clear them and know like, all right, I've knocked this out. I'm ready to go to the next stage in the story where I'll probably unlock the ability to go check out this part of the map.
Yeah, you get to fly, you get to
And-
dive.
Yeah, and the whole time
that's
you
it.
go through these story
you guys
fights.
like hearing some of these words right now. You're talking about you're able to swim,
Mhm.
dive, and fly. It comes right back to the classic Pokemon RPG.
It's exactly
Yeah.
100% right. You
go
basically get the HMs as you
Right,
get it.
yeah.
It opens up more of the map.
And then you go back to the original town, and now you can go in that lake
Yeah.
and like fish.
Then you find out there's
Yep.
someone waiting for you in that lake that's gonna whip your ass.
Yeah, and
That
you know
map.
it's there, and you're like, all
It's a
right.
cool thing to revisit. Like, oh,
You kind of mark it down as you're going through the play area. Like you'll hit a spot where it's like there's no way around it, and sooner
that's
or later
that
in
island
the
I
game.
couldn't get to earlier.
Yeah.
but now
Well,
I
to
can
your
go back.
point, do you remember when you went to the water level, right? When you're underwater, and it's like one of the first places. And as soon as you walk in, there's that gigantic snake dragon that flies over there. That's in the sky.
Mhm.
And when you finally get the ability to fly, you can go fight that.
You can go
bastard.
fight
And
that
he's
thing.
a son of a
He is a
bitch.
bastard, dude. That fight pissed me off because he would do the thing.
You drain your shield, and he
You
would
drain
take.
your shields, yeah. So you drain your AP.
Oh, that's right. It was
So you would build AP to do one of your
Oh,
ultimates,
right.
and he would work off that. You'd drain your AP, so you're fighting the whole time to have just enough.
attacks.
Yeah, you have like just enough AP to get off a couple abilities. But if he would drain your full thing, he would do this power move that would wipe you basically.
And then like,
it's difficult.
well, then just the characters themselves. We talked about Versa. We talked about Lune was fantastic. I'm forgetting the girl with the fortune cards. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Sael, yes. And then, but my favorite, besides Mael, was
I didn't really like the card.
I didn't use her at all. I couldn't stand
I
it.
dropped it.
I didn't like that bill. Yeah, I
I had a
couldn't play
feeling.
either.
I was like, maybe if you like,
People have seen builds that she's nasty.
Right.
I just didn't.
I figured
get
it's one of those things. If you Googled it and got it down, I was like, I bet she's good. But like, I just don't like that style of combat. Like,
Yeah, you're like building
trickery.
counters.
Yeah, like-
and then you got to play off of that.
My favorite though, and he invoked. Again, going back to Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
there was a character. There's a mage called the Blue Mage, and the Blue Mage would take the abilities of monsters. And Minoko, my
Yes.
boy, would eat their feet or take their feet, whatever he was doing with their
Yeah.
feet, and he would learn the abilities of the monsters. So my final team was Mael, Verso, and Minoko.
Me too.
And they were my boys. And
Me
again,
too.
it was cool because like Mael played off her stances, Verso played off his ranks, and then Minoko
Mhm.
played off his masks. And
Yep.
then like if you could just line it up perfect, it was hard pressed you were losing a fight because they were just monsters. Especially you build their pick goes right, you get the
Yeah.
good ones, and
Verso he is very versatile.
I wonder if that's
And-
why his
and-
name.
yeah, and a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Mael was a complete
Nuke.
just fucking nuke. And then what?
Minoko.
Yeah, I was gonna say Morocco.
It might be that.
Yeah, but Minoko,
The monkey baboon guy with
Yeah.
masks. We all know what we're
He's
talking
the
about.
best support character like build I've ever seen. Where like, depending on which monsters abilities that you had lined up on his thing, he could be a full like healer or refund you AP, or he could be your nuke, or he could be your tank. Like
It got you excited to fight monsters and try to find the
Yes.
old one.
I wanna
See any
find
bosses
one.
he would fight. He would get those abilities too, like the
Yeah.
duelist. Like when you fought him, you can go back and you can get his thing and become the duelist, and that's just
and just
nasty.
have like a super strong ability where like you remember that fight with that guy, but now it's like you get to unleash one of his moves on a tough
Oh, yeah.
enemy.
I always like that in games. You take a weapon with
Mhm.
you for the road, or take the ability.
Yeah.
And then like why I think we both agree on this, and Dave, I think you would too. Why it became my game of the year, besides all the great feel good stories and the amazing music, the amazing combat, was an ending that made me sit there and look at the screen and really make a choice. And really what that ending was asking you was acceptance of grief, because the game is built on grief.
Yeah.
Of these painful things that happen, and it rang true with me dealing with so much. We all dealt with grief in life, and there's the escapism, and what it came down to was this world that you've lived in and played in, was it real enough for you to want to stay in there and forget what's actually real, accepting your disabilities, accepting the grief, and moving on with life, or staying in this world that you've built that isn't real technically, but is real to you, and you're this badass in this world. And you really had to make that choice, and it was painful.
Yeah.
And we went opposite ends of the spectrum. I chose the acceptance route. You chose to stay in the world route because that world connected with you, and it was
that, and it's like it was tough because like by choosing the acceptance route, you were killing everything in the world.
Well, not only that, you see the pain you put Verso through. I like Googled what that ending was, because once you choose your ending, you got to replay the whole game if you want to see the other one else.
And then once I chose it and I saw that too, it made me, I was like, shit. Like all the characters like Lune and Monaco, like all of them would cease to exist as well. So it was kind of like these things thought.
Talk about your ending, and I'll talk.
Yeah, they thought that they were in this world. Like my choice wasn't really for the male's satisfaction route. It was more that this family, basically the painters, or it's a group, I guess.
The painters versus the readers.
Yeah, it was
writers.
But they create these worlds, and in these worlds, it's almost like the simulation theory. Like these things are real in this world. It's their world.
They build lives. They have kids.
Right. And so like, it's a fucked up world, but it's all these people know. And so for me, it was like, to me, I was like, fuck Mayel. Like, I like her a lot, but it was like, fuck her decisions. Like, she's about to just say, I need to hash this out, so I'm just going to kill, like destroy this whole world.
Yeah. Well, in that point,
in that you also take Verso and he does not want to be in the world anymore. He wants to end it and release, because he was a part of the family as well, but they painted him into it, and he knew his past, but like was in this world and understood what was going on. So he had like this outside perspective, and he didn't want to be in the world and wanted to kind of like,
so what the grief had started with is he had died.
Yeah.
And Mayel was disfigured in the same fire that killed him. And then they painted Verso into this
painted this world.
But he had the understanding that, I am already dead, and this isn't who I am. And so again, at the point, the decision you make, Dave, is you're Verso and Mayel. And if you choose Mayel, you go that route where the world exists because she wants to stay. And Verso, who wants to end it. Yeah. And going into my ending, what's so painful about it is, when I won as Verso, beat Mayel, you see it start happening, and he hugs Minoko. He hugs Minoko, and why can't I think of the big sun guy?
Jackson calls him the ass cheek guy because he's swimming.
But he hugs those two, and then you look at your party that you've done all this for. And some of them accept it, but Lune looks at you like,
look at disgust, like
it's disgusting. You betrayed us, and then you go and you're at the funeral scene, and I'm just like, damn, man. I know the decision I made is the right one, but and I really asked myself, would I really have made that choice if I was disfigured, crippled, but I could live in a world where I wasn't a hero and a warrior and a fighter?
Right.
It's like that.
And then on the other end, you do the Mael one. They're living in the world and everything's good, but then Verso comes up to do this performance while they're all sitting down, and you could just see he's miserable, trapped in this world. So it's like you've just completely trapped this poor soul who knows he's dead, and it's all a fucking ruse. But you've just for the sake of.
But you see Gustav there. You see all these people that have died, and they're all back.
And she's gonna become the paintress again.
So it's so deep because it's
dude, it's a fucking crazy.
Because you look at it from the perspective, if you grow up in an abusive household and you and yourself become abusive, you're continuing the cycle, or you can stop the cycle, and it goes as deep as that.
Yeah.
She's continuing the cycle that her mother.
She's gonna turn into the same.
And she
person.
becomes her mother, the paintress.
So I'm just gonna kill those characters, dude. I love those characters. That's what it turned into me. I was like, fucking Monaco. I liked that whole party. It was just I felt like I was doing them a disservice. But in the end, was it the right decision? Probably not. It's probably the right decision to end it.
And that's why I have to say, that's why.
It's such a good game.
That's the game. You know what I mean? And it goes back.
We're sitting here having a life discussion about this fucking game.
And Dave, it goes to your point. We want those things the Halos, the Battlefronts, but these things can exist too and still resonate with guys that usually don't play games. You guys that's not really your MO, but you guys felt it. You know what I mean?
Loved it.
Yeah,
and for me,
I had to jump in because I heard about the hype and just what everyone was saying about it. I was like, I gotta play this game, and I was glad I did. Now I gotta go back and beat it now. Hearing about this,
yeah, it's worth it, dude.
And even though you kind of know the hit points, I still feel like it's gonna hit for you because you'll still build these relationships and love these characters and be like, damn.
But knowing the outcomes, if I was stuck at that screen again, it would still be a. You know what I mean?
Sat on that screen. I kid you not.
Sitting on the screen.
It's been a long time since I sat at a screen and looked at it. I was like, these sons of bitches. You're really gonna make me choose this.
Yeah.
Write your own ending. But again, guys, we went through our top 5 here, and Expedition 33 and Battlefield hitting our top games. And as you guys can probably see on the video, our fire's starting to die out.
Yeah.
And that's we hit our game of the years. And, Dave's getting smoked out here, but we're gonna do a quick little wrap up here, guys. So we kind of want to thank you again. You guys watch. We're got a lot of good views on YouTube. This has been fun for us, and we're going to continue doing it. We're going to keep cranking this out. We made it a point to make sure this happened today through all the trials, tribulations, burns, and all this stuff. But it's just a passion of ours, and we all love games. We all did our top 5s from all different perspectives, and you kind of got to hear why Dave couldn't jump into what he wanted to. Nick couldn't finish what he wanted to. Again, with me not having that kid aspect, still being busy picking and choosing and realizing this year I'm going to focus on time and really commit to what games I want to play and not get distracted so easily.
Yeah.
You know, and
you talked to us about it where we started brainstorming ideas for what, and all of a sudden you see top 100 games of 2025, and it's wait a second, wait, I never there's so much to play and so much to talk about, and I bet there's people that had totally different top 5s than us. I'm sure a lot of overlap as well.
For sure, and then we want you guys, as we continue this engagement, put your top 5, and I know 2025 is gone, and it's kind of funny, we were joking around that episode 1, episode 2, and now we're going to talk what we're going to do for next episode. Episode 3 will be kind of our round out of our kind of our 3-way pilot that's leading into what our show is going to be going forward. For episode 3, we're going to do a 2026 draft. It's going to be through the Fan Critic, and we'll put all the rules in right before we start the episode. We'll tell you guys, explain it, and then in real time, we'll be doing our draft together as a team. Well, not as a team. We'll be competing against one
Yes.
another. But we
Points
will
is-
utilize that as two birds, one stone and talk about what we're expecting and excited for in 2026. So you guys have something that look forward to next week. But we're gonna before we finish up, we want to talk about one last thing. The fitness part of it. We hit our games part. Let's talk about our games. With this holiday season, I know it's been difficult, but we hit it. We've been getting it. For me personally, a big New Year's thing has been hitting the sauna more often, healing, stretching, being real. I've been a meathead most of my life, heavy lifting. I don't need to stretch, that and the other. I'm getting older, slowing down a little bit. I still love to lift heavy, but what's been a humbling check for me is making sure that I'm also doing that additional taking care of us. I'm doing the cardio more now, which we always made fun of each other for. You know how we guys, we're military guys, with cheese of it, but knocking out that cardio, doing those weights, then taking the time to recover, heal, and then having the ability to make sure utilizing rest days properly. And that's what I've been doing. That's going to be kind of my New Year's thing. We did last episode give everyone the task of making sure they're at least drinking a gallon of water a day, taking care of yourselves, doing those kind of things. And we would love also, and I'm going to get these gentlemen to chime in too as well with their stuff, but we really want you guys to not only talk about those games, but talk about your health and stuff. And not only, as you heard me talking about the physical stuff, but your mental things. Another thing I'm going to be doing this year is meditation. Kind of focus a little more on that. I was doing it for a little while, but then I kind of stepped off of it. And mine's going to be more of a faith-based meditation. But again, any kind of meditations you do that you just kind of turn off the screens, all of them, and just focus in and kind of take those deep breaths and do some controlled breathing. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, but we've talked about it before. We've all served. We've all lost good friends. Mental health is just as important as that physical health, and those two working together. And that's what it's all about. Then we get to enjoy these games, have fun with them. And Dave, how you feeling about all that? I know I kind of, when it gets to the finish, I start ranting and raving, but that's
good.
on you.
That's good.
No, yeah, man. The sauna's been big on my list. Just there's so many benefits to it. There's even studies going out now that it drops like cancer risk by a tremendous amount, and it is just time to get away. I put the AirPods in when I'm in the sauna, and I'll take that time to listen to audiobooks or just podcasts, or sometimes I'll take that to do research other gaming podcasts. Now that we started this, it's a great, I just see people go in there and take their phone, they're watching YouTube videos. It's you can multitask in the sauna for sure. That's a big one for anyone that doesn't have access. It's a game changer, especially being a parent. I'll come home from the gym after I hit the sauna, and I know I'm a better father for it. Like, I'm relaxed, refreshed. You kind of, to me, I'll feel like it's a wind down, like those more later in the day gym sessions. You come back home and you're almost like ready for you eat some dinner, get ready for bed, because it's so relaxing.
I think it helps too, especially if you had a little bit of caffeine before going to the gym. You're kind of sweating that bad boy out of your system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not jacked up trying to go to bed.
But it's been a game, like you said, Dave. It's been a game changer for me too. Like, I just feel better, and it just it relaxes you. It actually, when I get my stretching in too, so I'll do the same thing. I have my podcast going, a book going. That's where sometimes I'll do my readings and prayers and stuff like that. But also, if I'm especially by myself, I'll do some stretching, kind of take advantage of the space.
Yeah.
Nick.
Well, one thing I've been on and off with, and I really want to get back more into this year, and I think I'm really going to start doing again, is the cold showers, man, in the morning. It is probably the hardest thing when you're fucking tired and you wake up out of a bed and you're trying to get yourself together and go to work and all those things. But last year I did a lot of the cold showers, and I wouldn't just like get into a freezing cold shower. I would shower, hot water, my shampoo, body wash, all that, go through that. But then intermittently, as I'm taking the shower, I would just start cranking the heat lower and lower and lower until it is ice cold. And then you just kind of accept
Embrace it.
Yeah, for like a minute or two.
Hyperventilating in there.
But I'll tell you, it is very tough. But for me, it was starting my day with something I really did not want to do. And I think that puts you in a mindset to take on the rest of the day, because no matter what day it is, you're going to be faced with decisions or tasks that you don't want to do. And if you lead the charge yourself and say, you know what, I'm starting this day with something that I'd rather not do, all those other decisions, all those other things that face you make it so much easier, because you already conquered something that you really didn't have to do and you didn't want to do. And you get an amazing dopamine hit off of truly when you fucking turn that water off and get the towel on you. And plus we're here in Virginia. Like I said, this fire's going out, it's cold. It makes dealing with the cold days easier as well. You get out there, I can walk after I do a cold shower, I can walk to my truck in the morning in a short sleeve shirt when it's 30 degrees out and go to work.
Feeling good.
Yeah, I mean, feeling fantastic. Especially if you follow it or begin a workout with that. One, is it going to wake you up 100%? And two, it's just, you're doing those things. And that's truly what fitness is too. You're doing something that I wouldn't say you don't want to do, but it's an extra task that day that you're doing to better yourself in some degree. And I think it's important to do. The cold showers aren't for everybody, but I know for me, it really changes my perspective on the day. It makes me feel like I'm starting the day on the foot where who else in this, when I'm walking to work, who else in this motherfucker took a freezing shower today? I'm ready to roll. You know what I mean?
And I oppose all of it. Like you said, like who in this moment who bench that much weight?
Yeah.
9 a.m. Yeah, like it feels
good.
great. Yeah.
You feel good. You feel confident. You feel ready to take on the day.
I want to jump on something with that real quick. Something I have incorporated to where it's very easy to get into the grind mode where it's like, all right, wake up, hit the workout, and I'm all about that. But something I've done is maybe because I shoot for 5 a.m. wake up, and then the babies might wake up around 7, go to work around 8 or 9, whatever. But 5 a.m. you have that time, I can get a workout in the garage. But maybe if I do that workout 4 days a week, but then going along with the gaming, I threw in like a little bonus reward for myself, where it's maybe on a Wednesday morning or a Thursday morning. You get up, you do that cold shower, you grab one of those protein yogurts, and I just sneak a couple hours of gaming in.
Yeah.
5:30 a.m. gaming before the family wakes up, before you go to like everything's squared away, you're ready to go to work and all that. But it's like instead of hitting that workout, why not play a few missions or something?
Best gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
You're wired. Shower and a protein yogurt. You're fucking 30 kills.
But right, it's an interesting concept of just like not like, and we all have that mindset coming through the military and stuff where it is morning PT. You do the hard stuff first, but it's like, why not just throw yourself a bone, like especially for the new parents out there, where it's those moments are hard to come by. At the end of the night, you're so tired. We hop on these games, and half the time we suck because we're so worn out. But it's like, hey, every now and then, once a week, throw yourself that morning gaming where it's like, I'm staying on top of my shit. Like, I've worked out 4 days.
Yeah.
This is my treat day.
Maybe not a Wednesday. Maybe it could be a Saturday morning for you. Like wake up, take the dogs for a walk, and then 6 a.m. you're playing a little Xbox. It's interesting, and then the babies woke up, turn that shit off, and go, we'll make breakfast.
Yeah.
It's that sacrifice you hear with like fathers. It's like, yeah, you got to get the workout in when the family's asleep. Why not give yourself a little reward every now and then? Play little video games while the family's before the family wakes up.
Yeah,
I love that.
And there again, that's a light of the tunnel of those workouts in the morning to know
Well, you know,
2 more days
what
and
if
I get my little game
set?
day in.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Thursday.
I'm grinding to my cheat
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
I like
Thursday
it.
morning.
Not even
Thursday
cheap
morning.
streak.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's balancing that. It's that's a struggle for a lot of military guys. I think afterwards, it's like gotta keep going, and then that reward is like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like mix it up.
Well, here, I mean, you make a great point. All these years later, we're still kind of wired that way, and it takes a lot for us to unwire ourselves from that. So that I think that's awesome. I think
You
that's
feel
a
so
great.
guilty. You turn on that PS5, and you're like, you got work in a couple hours, but that's like the discipline.
You've earned it.
Right. You were disciplined enough to wake up early.
Why not enjoy it?
Why not just play a game as well?
Especially if you've already today was going to be my rest day anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Still keep my routine, get up, take care of things. I think that's awesome. I think that's a great note, especially said for new followers, for busy people, for anyone. That's a great little treat, and it's that stick with the carrot at the end.
Yeah.
It's still a little discipline. You get the cold shower, you wake up. It's like, oh, dude, I'm ready for battlefield. And then you get a little high protein, quick breakfast, whether it's your protein shake or whatever people like to do.
Yeah.
I like the protein yogurts because it's so quick and easy. But
well, all right, everybody. As the fire slowly dies out, you see us getting closer to it, even though it's abused us for most of this episode. We all kind of, like you said, we had to come. We had to come together today to make sure this happened. What we're doing after this, and these two boys are going to bed. I'm grabbing my dogs and driving back up north about an hour and a half. So it'll be a nice dark ride. But
the hero of the pod.
Yeah.
But we had to do this because we're really, why not? We wanted to come together. Actually, have an episode in front of us. We, threw this fire together, threw some lights up, doing some sound. So we truly hope you guys enjoyed it, loved it. Hope you're excited for next week. We'll tackle our 2026 draft, but also utilize and talk about the games we're excited about for 2026, hit them some more fitness and health advice and just discussion. And, it's been a great time. Nick, Dave, thank you both for coming together and joining me today as we went for episode 2 of Gains and Games. And everybody, thank you all. Hope you guys have a great night. Again, Happy New Year. Get it. And make sure you earn your gains, make your gains. And let's get it for this new year, everybody. Thank y'all. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.